right, everybody, welcome back to Dweller Between the Worlds Part 3. Today's session will be a bit shorter, but we will do the level up when we're done here. We're basically going to, once this is done, I'm going to kind of milestone it and level you guys up to level 3, level 2, for the next mission that we'll be doing. All right. With that, we again, as I said, find yourselves staring out over an abyss, several large land masses floating around. Each hex here is roughly a mile, so the land masses that are floating around are quite large. And you can see some enemy units far off in the distance over here on the far side. There seems to be some large sphere of just like chaotic energy, and there seems to be those human thralls that you fought back in the village of Grain. They seem to be gathering stuff from large piles of metal, like weapons and other metal pieces, and throwing them into this like sphere of chaotic energy. And then standing over them is this large winged creature holding a large scepter, seemingly directing them to continue throwing this metal into this chaotic sphere. And every time someone throws something into the sphere, you see it crackle with energy and almost grow a little bit and kind of pulsate. So it seems that all the people of Grain and possibly some others were kind of enthralled and brought here and stole all the metal from everything that they could possibly find and are feeding this chaotic orb for some reason. All right, before we get started, anybody have any questions?
Don't think so.
All right, you sound good. All right, so yeah, you guys see when you guys walk into this area, one of your compatriots suddenly vanishes. Not sure if he wasn't able to come in through the portal into this area, or if something else happened. But he has vanished, and in his place, a compatriot that you had prior reappears as Tom reappears back within this realm. All right, so with that, I'm going to go ahead and we're going to start rolling here really quick. I'm going to roll a d7 for this top landmass. All right, and a d4. And this top landmass starts shifting on us, and it starts moving down through the astral sea there. And you notice that all of these land masses seem to be doing this. They seem to kind of move in some strange ways. This one just shifts up a little bit, and this one down here. Begin shifting as well. So all the land masses seem to be moving. You hear these two land masses against you kind of cracking as they're pushing against the landmass that you're standing on currently. And can tell that at some point these land masses, you can try to jump on and ride them across this open expanse. So where would you guys like to go?
So you're saying like the little bridge looking deal and then the green down here are also like moving bodies?
Yep. Yeah, they're shifting and rubbing against the one that you're on, almost as if they are moving along it currently.
Gotcha. Well, I don't think we're making it across that miles wide chasm without hopping on one of these deals and hoping for some luck. So
Yeah, on the green one, what are those little gray spots?
So the green one, as you get closer to it, looks like it's covered in like rolling hills, covered in gray alien vegetation that sway in an unseen wind, are spread across the surface. The strange vegetation acts as a collector of phlogiston, attenuating the forces of nearby spellcasters. So basically, like any spellcaster that's going near it starts to feel like their magic works a little bit better. They have a better connection with their magic.
sounds like a good one to hop on.
Yeah, you want to go for that one?
I'm down.
All right, so I'll go ahead and move you guys, because if you stand on top of it, you actually go underneath it. So I'm going to put you guys like right next to it. Okay, so you guys go down onto the green one.
Yeah, I think so. Is everybody good with that?
Yeah.
All right. As you go down onto the green one, we are going to go ahead and roll for movement again on everything. So I'll start. We'll basically go clockwise from top and work our way around. So the top one moves up 3 spaces. All right. Next one. Up to the right. This one's going to move quite far. This one seems to be moving away from you guys. Man, I'm rolling low numbers. I'm rolling the same. This one's not going to move. It pushes harder against that far surface, but doesn't seem to move any further. And this next landmass moves up away from you guys just a little bit, not too far. And your guys' landmass, as you step onto it, begins to shift and actually stays place. 7, it stays in place. So your landmass stays in place. As you guys step on and start moving your way across, as I said, spellcasters seem to feel more attuned to their magic. They get a +2 to their spell checks while standing on the landform. And you guys see several thralls moving in your direction. So again, these are those villager warriors. They have a blank look on their face, and they immediately start moving towards you. I'm going to go ahead and we'll do this in normal combat mode. So in the combat tracker, which is up on the top right, you'll see the chat, and then you'll see 2 little swords. That's your combat tracker. You can go in there and go ahead and click on your initiative, and we'll play with normal initiative this time. And then all the thralls will just go at the same time. All right. So Tom, just need an initiative from you.
I'm trying to find it on my sheet.
Oh, you don't even need the character sheet. On the right-hand side above the chat, you'll see 2 little cross swords. If you click on that, you'll see a little dice icon next to your character. There we go.
All right, garbage.
Hey, it's all right.
Initiative.
Mm-hmm. I rolled a 12, but then somebody else hit my die and it became a 20. I don't suppose I can keep that.
The first one you get, that's what you get.
Yeah, that would be nice.
That's all right. Hey, the thrall ended up towards the bottom too, so you guys all get to go first for the most part. All right, we'll go ahead and begin combat with that. Leo, you are up. They're moving towards you. I would say basically with one movement you can get to them. We'll say they've gotten close enough over the time that you guys are on the platform.
Okay. Hang on. Where's my guy? Ah, thank you.
Yep.
I was trying to bring up my character sheet. So
Either way works, yeah. You can use your character sheet or which not. So we're not going to worry about like character movement here. We're going to do it all theater of the mind for your movement. But
yeah, I just don't remember what weapons and stuff I have. It's okay. Yeah, I'm gonna 2 short sword attacks
versus the thralls. So that is a 10 and a 17. The 10 misses, but the 17, as he parries your first attack, he opens himself up for your second attack, which finds its purchase for 5 points of damage, stabbing him right in the side of the gut.
I guess that's it for me.
All right. Then Rick, you are up. Tom moves in, attacks twice, stabbing the guy in the front right in the gut, and then you can follow up.
All right. I think I'm going to try to plug a shot at one of the guys, the next closest guy, I suppose.
Okay.
Yeah, don't want to be fired into the melee.
A 6. That arrow flies overhead, unable to hit that guy.
And I guess just kind of try to stay at about as far a distance as I can manage.
You got it. Dwayne.
All right, I will. So, I don't really know who's who in terms of classes and whatnot. I want to cast a blessing ally on our best fighter, and I really have no idea who that is. Do we have a warrior?
Yeah, so Abstract is a warrior, and Zavin is a elf.
Well, let's go with abstract.
Okay.
And I'm going to cast blessing ally, and I adjusted my spell check to adjust for this phlogiston. Does that work?
That works.
Okay. Come on. All right.
Oh man,
Yeah,
you're
my-
carrying on your spell casting from the last session.
It's terrible. Okay.
All right, so yeah, you see Dwayne start to try to reach out and communicate with his god, and he goes over and touches Abstract, trying to bless him, but it seems the chaotic nature of this realm is making it hard for his god to hear him. All right. Tom, you're up.
Oh, let's see. I'll try who hasn't been hit yet.
The only one that's been hit is the one in the front.
All right, I shall try a word of command.
Yes.
Ooh, good roll.
All right, and then that's actually a 24 with the extra 2.
Okay.
Let me see.
I think if you hit the little down arrow, it will move down to 24.
Excellent.
So
right.
I believe that the cleric can speak a word to multiple targets within 60 feet of his location. Can target up to 6 creatures.
Target up to 6 creatures.
Yeah.
Let's see. And I can. Let's see. I'll just command them. To flee.
To flee. All right. So as you see this, you see Tom get his holy symbol. It glows, and then you hear a bellowing voice ring out, "Flee!" And you see all 5 of them suddenly, like their blank expressions on their faces. Suddenly, not complete terror, but their eyes get a little bit larger, and they turn and begin to walk away from you guys. All the way to the opposite edge of this landmass as it continues to shift and move.
I guess they get a save, but they're probably not likely to make a DC 24 save, are they?
Here, you know what? I'm going to roll for them. I'll roll twice to see if either of them save. And that's will save, right? Yeah, you have a -2, so that's going to be real difficult. Not even possible. Yeah, no, they are fleeing. They get to the opposite edge, and they're just like kind of staring over the edge, kind of looking back at you guys, and continuing to just kind of like, I guess, wait for another landmass to shift into place. You guys are, blocking them from getting to the large landmass that you came off of. But maybe if you guys shift around, they'll continue to kind of like opposite side of the thing, kind of circle around. But for the moment, they've all seemed to disengage and flee from you guys. All right.
Awesome.
Abstract, do you want to do anything?
They're all disabled right now.
Yep,
They're
they've all
fleeing?
fled.
Okay. No, I think pushing them off the edge would be cruel.
How about we all just kind of like go around the outer edge and get to the outer edge and let them go towards the landmass
Seems fair.
that we're currently abutted against, and then ours little thing will take off and they'll no longer be a threat.
All
Sounds
right.
good.
Perfect. So yeah, you guys kind of do that thing. You hang out on one opposite end, and they're trying to stay as far away as possible. So at a certain point, they end up stepping off onto the main landmass. And as we do that, we'll roll to see which way all the landmasses move. So clockwise from the top again. A 4. The top landmass starts moving down towards you guys until it hits with the main landmass. The next one continues moving away from you guys quite far. the far land.
It's kind of drifting in space. Is that
yeah?
correct?
So basically, this is like
it's not water.
yeah, it's not water. It's like an empty void below you. Like you look down, you cannot see anything. It's like drifting off into space, kind of like the astral plane type of idea. It's just emptiness, and these large land masses are just floating around in it.
That's really cool.
All right, this landmass moves away from the far main landmass. The bottom right is going to stand still, and your landmass is going to stand still as well. Wow, yours does not want to move. All right. So as we get back to the top of the round, I'll start with Zavin here. As you're standing on this landmass too, you feel a connection with the landmass with your spell casting. You feel that if you were to possibly make a spell check, you could possibly control the movement of the landmass in some way.
Okay. Let's give that a shot.
All right, so just do a general spell check for me.
Okay, I haven't modified this with that addition.
That's fine. So another +2 on top of that brings you up to 17. That is enough. You can either control the direction or the distance. Which would you like to control?
The direction.
Direction, okay. So it'll move its max distance. What direction would you like to go?
Just straight east, I guess.
All right. So you feel a connection with the landmass, and you feel you're kind of willing it to go that direction, and you feel the landmass begin to shake underneath your feet and move east across the expanse, and it does that. All right. Back up to the top of the round then. No enemies seem to be on the landmass as you move over a couple of the hills and find your way to the far edge to try to ride it towards the next landmass. Everything begins to shift again. The top one will move straight up for a distance of 4, so it basically just moves back where it was. Next landmass is going to move up to the west. So this one continues to get further away. The far right landmass is going to move towards you. For 1, not very far. Bottom right is going to move down to the west. Couple, so a little bit closer, and then your landmass. So again here, we're up to Leo. Anything you want to do on your turn?
Just like I might try to go up to the top of one of the hills on the leading edge and see if I can't make out anything about these other land masses.
Okay, go ahead and give me we'll call that, just give me an intelligence check on that.
Okay.
3. The way they're shifting, they're a little bit too far off to get much details. You can kind of see off to the bottom right here that one seems to be some kind of stony landmass with some kind of strange colored crystals, but you can't really make out much more from that. The landmass directly above you seems to be made of some kind of stone, from what you can tell. But that's about all you can get from the land masses with that.
Okay.
All right, Rick, anything you want to do on your turn?
Provide moral support to the caster who's moving our island.
All right.
You can do it, buddy.
So Dwayne, you see Zavin kind of use his spell casting to somehow will the landmass to move in a different direction. On your turn, you can attempt to do the same with a general spell cast.
I will do that. So, do I have to declare which way I'm going first or anything like that? Or
No, you can just first roll and then we'll see what you get. A 12. That is enough. So again, you too kind of saw what Zavin did, and you begin to try to connect with this landmass and will it to move a certain direction or distance. Which would you like to control?
Well, I don't want to step on Zavin's toes, so I'll be like, Zavin, I think I've accessed the phlogiston. I will ask, which should I control the distance? I'll try to attempt to control the distance or the direction.
I'll say that please do the distance. I'm trying to will it to travel towards the east.
Okay.
All right.
So I'll try to enhance the phlogistonic energies of the landmass and
All right.
boost them. Sort of a phlogiston sail.
Okay, perfect. So you try to will it to move as far as it can move. All right. And then Tom, you kind of see both Dwayne and Zavin doing that, controlling, trying to will this landmass to move. You can attempt to do the same thing if you'd like.
I will pray to Justica to look benevolently upon our endeavors, and I shall also boost the distance. So.
All right.
Say her name right. Justicia.
Well, in your dialect.
Right?
All right, we'll try it your way again.
Hey, success. A good success, too. You, too, feel that you can push this forward. Your holy belief, the wind in this landmass's sails.
Sorry.
You're fine, no worries. All right. Abstract, anything you want to do or prepare yourself?
Nothing in particular. Just getting ready to jump on there when the opportunity.
All right. So we're back up to Zavin. You can attempt again to control the direction that this landmass moves. Oh yeah, that's a success. So we going straight east again?
Yes.
All right. So with that, you feel the landmass itself almost jolt as it begins moving faster than you've seen any of the other landmasses move. Normally only moving about 4. This time it seems to move much further, much faster, as both of the clerics are able to will this landmass to continue moving. And you guys start making good pace across this expanse. All right, top of the round, all the land masses move again. So the first one will move up to the right. So start moving away from the main landmass. You guys have now left the thralls behind. They are unable to get on any landmass currently. The top landmass will move down to the right. Not very far. All right, the far right landmass will move straight down. Again, not very far. The right landmass will move straight up. Decent distance. All right, back to your guys' round. So, Leo, what would you like to do?
Kind of hanging out until
I would say as you
something
gotten a
happens.
little bit closer to that landmass, if you wanted to do another intelligence check to try to identify anything, you can.
Sure. Let's see here.
13. So the 13, you guys have gotten a bit closer. You can start to make out a few details about this landmass. So this one looks like it's fleckled with crystals of various sizes. A wreath of clouds hangs over the surface of the landform. And it seems like this landform, if you're on it, is obscured by that cloud, making it difficult to see.
Okay.
All right. Rick, anything you would like to do on your turn?
Watching all the spellcasters having success here, would I be able to try my willingness?
Yeah, we could try.
I forgot about like the neutral thief has like slightly higher like scroll spell casting. I don't know if that would apply to this or anything. But
I would say you could basically what you'll do is you'll give one of the spellcasters the ability to roll up on the dice chain.
okay, sounds good.
Yeah, so you can help the spellcasters. All right. So that's what Rick does. Rick goes up and tries to support one of the spellcasters. Who did you want to support? Dwayne, Tom, or Zavin?
Tom?
Tom? All right. All right. So with that, Dwayne, you are up.
Sorry, I was muted. I'm going to try to keep moving the.
Oh, one other thing too, just as a reminder, Dwayne and Tom also realize that several of your comrades are still a bit hurt.
Oh.
So there are a few guys there that are not at max health. Like I think Abstract is actually quite injured from what I can see, and so is Leo.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought we topped everybody up last night. Okay. Well, I don't have a great. My spell check is just a +1. So what do you think? Which one of us should do the healing, and which one of us should try to enhance the speed of this thing?
Are you what's your alignment? Which false god do you follow?
I follow the false god Malatok, so I am chaotic.
You can. How about you with your filthy magic heal those who are chaotic, and I shall heal with my holy magic.
Okay. Do I feel a kinship with Abstract in terms of the alignment of the chaos? I do. Okay. Then I will switch to casting Lay on Hands. And is my spell check still increased?
Yes.
For doing that as well? Okay, yep. Cool. All right. There's Lay on Hands for Abstract. And how close am I? I don't know, I didn't include the other two, but that would still be a failure. So, yeah, failed again. Disapproval's at 4.
Yeah, your god is just you're not able to find her or find him in this area, which is strange because being a chaos, you would think it's here, but it seems the chaos lord that oversees this area is quite protective of his area.
just to be clear, you were 4 short.
No, that would have actually been a 9. So I'm 3 short. I have to get a 12 for a heal, so
okay,
3 short.
I think we have time. If we get close to the other end and we haven't gotten all healed up, I'll start throwing some luck at these lay on hands rolls. But I think yes.
Okay.
I think we probably have some time to get across and do these. Unless you just start racking up disapproval or something, I'll try to get
I'm at 4 now for disapproval. So
yeah,
we'll wait another turn then. Thank you.
So I am propelling the island, so I am successful.
Yep. All right. You feel the jolt under your feet and begin moving. We'll determine that direction when Zavin goes.
And I shall turn to the neutral thief who's been helping me and kind of said, have you ever been interested in like joining the church? And just
more of an observer of all the law and chaos stuff.
just Justicia accepts also accepts all types. I was a former beggar, and just to kind of pull out, when I was pronouncing it Justica, it's because the holy shield I have of hers the spelling of it there doesn't have the extra I, so that's why it's mispronouncing it.
So that was probably on me.
All right, okay,
War off
I'm
because
done.
it was whales.
All right. Abstract, you feel Dwayne come up behind you and begin to try to do lay on hands, but something stops him from being able to heal you.
Parrish sort of clutches his side and takes a deep breath and says, like, maybe next round. Please try again. I'm hurting.
Yeah, will do.
All right. With that, Zavin, you are up.
All right. Let's try to get this thing connected to that red and blue looking island there.
Yeah, we want to, because he said that one was kind of cloud covered and you couldn't see, like,
Crystal one?
Yeah, so
There
this
are-
one,
this
there's
one,
crystals and there's a strange like cloud that hangs over it that makes it difficult to see, like walking through
Okay.
fog.
Well, we can try to go northeast, but it might run into us anyway with its random movement. But let's see. Nope.
All right, with that one, you feel the connection to the surface lost, and it suddenly moves. This time it moves back down to the right, or down to the left, sorry, as it moves away from you. All right, back up to the top. Everything starts moving again. So let's see, top left stays put. Top moves down to the left as well. The far platform moves up to the left. A couple. The nearest platform to you moves away to the right. Not too far. All right, Leo.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go back down the hill to the other people and kind of just say, hey, I could really use some healing before we get across here. I'm down to 1. I'm looking pretty beat up.
All right, so you come down to try to find some aid. Rick, you're up.
Yeah.
I'm assuming my aid thing will not work for like the lay on hands, right? Just the phlogiston movement. stuff.
I'll say it's whatever you want to kind of apply it to. You can try to aid them in some way.
All right, so I'll try to aid in the healing of what was it?
So Dwayne's trying to heal Abstract because they're both chaotic, and Tom's trying to heal basically everybody else.
Okay, I'll try to help Dwayne.
Okay.
So,
All right, Dwayne, you are up.
And I will try the lay on hands again. I'd just like to point out, I think we're all level 1, right?
Yeah.
So the alignment doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Right?
Well,
Because-
that's because you're chaotic and you don't really care about whether you adhere to the teachings of your god or not.
yeah, well, that's implied, I think, in what I just said. But yeah. All right, I'll try to lay on hands on Abstract.
Tell you what. Okay, go ahead.
Jeez.
did you up-roll your dice chain?
Yes, I did.
All right.
Wait, where's the result?
The result, it was on a D20 of a natural 1.
Oh, I rolled a natural one. Okay. I have till the next sunrise to convert someone to this. It's going to be tough in this crowd because I'm a failure. Okay.
You're lawful?
I'm
No, he's
chaotic.
chaotic.
Oh, yeah, never mind.
Now,
That's too tough.
does that reset my disapproval range, or it's just a double whammy?
I think that is fumble. I think disapproval range went up as well.
Okay, so I just keep climbing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Rough one on that one. All right. Then with that, actually, you know what? Yeah, that's it. So Tom, you are up.
So who's not a follower of chaos? Who's wounded?
I think Leo's pretty hurt.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think
I'm
he's
down
he's
6
the
points.
next one that needs to heal.
Be blessed with the benevolence of Justicia.
And you
Praise
can.
Jacicia.
Ah, a true god, not a filthy chaos god.
All right. Who wants to? You want to? Tom, do you want to roll the healing, or do you want Leo to roll it for himself?
Let Leo roll it for himself. He must find his own path.
All right. Go ahead and
The
roll
law.
one hit die, Leo.
Just a what is the hit die for a halfling? I'm trying to see it
It's
on my.
a D6 on your character sheet. You'll see underneath your HP, there's an HD, and that's your
Got it.
1d6.
Okay. Let's see if it'll just let me click that.
Nice.
Nice. All right.
Awesome.
So back up.
So I'm up to full.
Full. Nice. Looking a lot better there. You feel yourself reinvigorated. The wounds that you've suffered over these few days of traveling seem to seal up and some of the scar over. But you feel much, much better at this point.
Thank you so much. Jacicia, be praised.
Praise Justicia. She is generous to those whose hearts are true.
All right. Abstract, you are up. Dwayne, attempting to heal you, has been struggling. You can attempt to basically give him advantage on his next turn as well, if you want to try to help him in healing you.
Yeah, I'd like to do that.
All right. So you basically you talk to him and ask him like what his god is and what his god does and everything like that, and try to get some kind of connection with Dwayne to make the healing easier. All right, Zavin, you are up.
Got to regroup here. I'm sucking at this here. Let's get this island moving in the right direction. No crud.
All right. Cannot seem to find your connection back to this landmass. It again begins to shift in a random direction. This time back towards the main landmass that you started on.
I'm at this point I'm frustrated, so I'm gonna take off my armor because
Okay.
it's impeding my spellcasting.
All right. And at this point, you see the thralls have all kind of moved towards the edge in anticipation of the landmass coming back to where they can jump back on it. All right, top of the round, the other landmasses begin moving. Shifting around in the empty void of space. Top landmass moves further away from you. Top right stays still. Far right moves up to the right, to the east, just a little bit, not too far. The other nearest landmass to your right moves away from you as well, towards the far landmass. All right, back up to Leo. Feeling much better. Leo? Are you muted?
I was just going to hang out and watch and see what's going on, and if I feel like their spell checks aren't working or something, maybe I can give them some luck.
Okay, sounds good. All right, Rick, you're up.
I'm gonna keep spreading the love, and I'll help Zavin get out of his armor, I guess, if that'll speed that up, or
Yeah.
if that doesn't need to be sped up.
Yeah, you can assist him with that. All right, Dwayne. Feeling a connection with Abstract, you are going to have basically plug a +5 in there.
Okay, additional +5.
Yep.
All right, let's see if this helps. Should.
Much better. You talking with Abstract about your god, maybe not fully converting him, but at least giving him the information that he can make a decision on his own. You feel that connection with him, and you lay on hands. You feel healing energy go into Abstract. So Abstract, go ahead and roll a hit die of 1d12. Nice. Those are some good healings. All right. So Abstract starts feeling pretty good there. Not quite full, but feeling much better than he was. All right. With that, Tom, you are up.
Let's see, who else is hurt?
Got like a small wound.
I'm at 3 of 5.
All right, I will try and whoever was at 3 of 5, I'll try healing that. And I'm not nobody helped me this time, so I'm not going up the dice chain, right?
Yep. So just the +2 for being on this landmass.
My disapproval goes up one.
All right. That one you aren't able to find the connection and succeed in the lay on hands.
I'm gonna burn a luck so that he gets up to a 12, so he avoids disapproval.
Okay.
So then that's a success. So
Yes.
So then roll your hit dice. I will pat our halfling on the head.
What's your character's name?
Needs cash.
Needs. Oh yeah. Okay.
They were a former beggar.
All right. So that
Thank you.
spell that your lay on hands, you feel the healing energy coming down your arm, reaching your wrist, and then get stuck. And then as the halfling goes over and gives you words of encouragement, you feel a little bit of that energy reach your fingertips and heal Gwayer for just a little bit of healing. One wound heals up, but a little bit of healing is able to reach out and connect. All right, with that, Abstract, you're up, feeling much better.
Nice. Yeah, Parrish does a nice stretch. Kind of touches his toes. Gets ready to. Is there any way I can help out anybody focusing on moving the land masses?
Absolutely. Zavin's trying to control the direction. You've seen his frustration in his face as the last couple times he hasn't been able to reach that connection. And you can go up and basically encourage him in some way, however you feel.
Okay, yeah, I'll do that. Encourage him. Give him a big thumbs up. You can do this, buddy.
All right. So Zavin, change your +2 to a +5 total for this roll.
Oh, I took my armor off too, so
Okay.
this better succeed now.
Oh, yeah. That's a massive success. With that, I'm going to allow you to control direction and distance. So you can get max distance, and which direction do you want to move?
Yeah, back east again.
All right. And the landmass shifts back to the east. All right, we are back up to the top. The landmass is all continuing to shift and sway. The top left is going to move down to the right. Pretty good distance. All right, the topmost landmass will shift up and away again. Just a little bit. The far right landmass is going to move straight down. 1. And our far right, bottom right, is going to move up and away. Pretty good distance. All right. As the landmasses all shift and move again, you see off in the distance to the east what looks like winged creatures fly out of the smoke and cloud that seem to be hanging over that landmass and flying towards your landmass. They're still too far away to really make out, but they look like some large winged creatures of some sort moving towards your island. All right, Leo, you are up.
Leo, who's been kind of keeping an eye out for things. I know he got off the hill, but assuming he can see these things, he's going to be like, "Hey, stuff's approaching us from the east."
All right,
And,
let everyone know of the winged creatures coming your direction.
Yeah, how far? How they're very far off still, right?
Yeah, they're probably at least a couple miles. They're just the only reason you can
Okay.
even see them is because there's literally nothing between you and that other landmass, and the clouds that were hanging were kind of like a light grayish color. And these creatures are an assortment of like red, black, brown. So just against the smoke, you can make out something's coming towards you.
Okay. Yeah. I'm just going to be on standby.
Okay. All right, Rick, you're up.
I'll run up and be helping Tom and be like, "Oh, I think we're gonna need to blast those guys." I don't know if you're much of a blaster, but I know you're the holy one, and this is a pretty unholy place, so I feel like you're the best one to help.
All right. So that'll make his spell check on his next spell casting +5 as well. All right.
Okay.
Dwayne, you are up.
Does Parrish need any further healing?
No, I'm good. Thank you.
Okay, is there anybody else that needs healing?
I've got 1 damage or whatever. So.
Okay. Let me try to accelerate this island. We're moving pretty slow here.
All right. For 17, yes, that is plenty. You are able to, again, feel the landmass shift under your feet again as it lurches forward. All right. Tom, you're up.
So do I have a +5 to my check on top of the regular
No,
+2?
yeah, a total +5, so it's an additional +3. So the +2 from being on the landmass, an additional +3, giving you a total of +5.
Excellent. All right. So that's a total +8 for me. That's just barely a success.
Yep.
Phew.
For 13, you're able to. You're accelerating the island or controlling direction?
Accelerating.
Accelerating. All right. As a landmass, you feel it already start to lurch from Dwayne. It lurches again, moving even faster as Tom finds connection with the landmass. All right. Abstract.
Yeah, I'll try to help out whoever I can with the moving again.
All right. So you continue to give Zavin words of encouragement. Zavin, you're up. So again, a +5 total for controlling the landmass.
Oh, oops, wrong dice. Scratch that.
Yeah, I like that though.
Right?
That's pretty good too.
All right. Yes, you feel the landmass lurching forward and driving itself east. And as you guys move east, you see the creatures starting to come a little bit more into view as they are flying towards you now. And you recognize these creatures from some of the creatures you fought back in the battle almost 2 weeks ago now. These small winged creatures were flying alongside the large Rocky in that battle.
Back at that first battle with the Thanes and everything?
Yep.
Okay.
All right. So you see these 5 creatures. They seem to be a mishmash of different animals with wings. You see one looks kind of like a snake. Another one looks like a rat. Another has the head of a wolf. They're just these mishmash of strange-looking creatures with wings that are flying towards you. All right. Leo, you are up. They are pretty much about in range of, a ranged attack if you guys want to make ranged attacks, but still too far away from melee. You can't move towards them yet.
Okay. I have a sling, so I'm like short range is 40, medium's 80, and long is 160.
Yeah, you'd probably be somewhere in that medium to long range, so we'll go with the medium.
Okay. All right, I am going to make an attack with my sling.
Nice. So you standing on the purchase at the front, you get your sling ready, whip it around over your head, release the stone. It goes flying towards one of the creatures and hits it directly in the face, the very front one. You see it
Nice.
flap around in pain as it takes that hit to the face, slowing it down a little bit. And you see its nose begin to, well, you can't really see its nose from the distance you are, but you can see it almost kind of like trying to grab its face in pain. Go ahead and roll another d6. So it takes another 2 points of damage, so a total of 3 points of damage from that hit. And he loses his sense of smell for a total of 4 hours.
Yeah, I mean that's gonna make us seem a lot less tasty, right?
Right? All right. With that, anything else you wanted to do, Leo, before moving on to Rick?
No, I think I'm done.
All right. Rick, you are up.
Great. I guess I'm gonna try to get into like a hiding spot. Try to, get the element of surprise on these guys when they get here.
Okay. Try to hide behind some of the larger vegetation on this island. Try to drift and hide in that stuff, but still able to see and track these creatures as they fly towards you.
Okay. And do I need to roll a sneak silently or any of that kind of stuff? Or I'm not
Let's
sure
see.
what's-
Some kind of hiding there.
Hide in
So-
shadows. Hide in shadows, I would think.
Yeah, that'll work. 10. You're not sure if you find yourself hidden or not. You think you're in a good spot, but you're not positive. You're not super confident about it. All right. Roll for these creatures. Okay. Because I forgot to do that already. So, perfect. Dwayne, you are up.
Righty. All right. Let me. It's like I'm gonna switch back over to my short bow and try to take a pot shot at any of these flying creatures. One that looks injured.
Okay. A 10. The arrow misses. You go flying out, and you feel like it was pretty close, but it just missed the creature in the front that was injured there.
Okay. It's my turn.
All right. They are all going to continue flying in your direction. They seem to be moving quite quickly. They have a 90 speed, so they move quite fast across this astral plane, swooping down onto the island that you find yourselves on, and they are going to try to strike and land on you guys. Basically, everyone but Rick, as Rick was trying to hide away in the land, in the plants here. So all 5 of them come swooping down, trying to tackle you guys. So I'm going to go ahead and just kind of roll a general check here for them. This is basically going to apply to all of them. Their attack for that is a +2. Yeah, so all 5 of these just swoop down from above as you guys are trying to prepare yourselves for them and basically land and tackle you guys to the ground, grabbing at you guys, and they begin trying to claw at you. So I'm going to go down the order from Abstract down to Zavin. The first one attempting to claw at Abstract. That's only a 10, so I think that misses Abstract as it lands on you, tackling you to the ground. It begins trying to claw at you, but it's unable to get past your armor. Then Dwayne, you are tackled to the ground, but you too are able to block away its attacks. It's unable to get its claws into your flesh. All right, Leo, you are tackled to the ground, an 18. So it tackles you to the ground, and you feel its claws immediately dig into your sides as it starts scratching away at you. And 4 points of damage.
Okay. I'm glad I got that healing when I did.
Right. Rick is hiding, so Tom, as this one lands and tackles you to the ground, it tries to claw at you, but you're able to keep your shield up and block its claws away from finding purchase. And then lastly, against Zavin, That is a 4. So this one tackles you to the ground, and again, it tries to like bite at you, and you're able to block away its jaws, so it's unable to dig its fangs into you. All right, Tom, you are up. You guys can push them off and stand up as kind of part of your movement.
All right, I'm going to light up my shield with holy sunlight, and I'm going to try to turn unholy. I don't know whether they're unholy or not, but I shall try and turn them.
All right.
They look unholy.
Yeah, these are chaotic creatures from what you can tell.
That's a 10, so unless I get some luck, that will... that should have succeeded. So I should have a +2 on that, so that's
Okay.
a 12.
That is a 12.
So I'll turn one hit dice. I'll turn one hit dice of that.
All right. So 1 hit dice of them would be... I think that's what, one of them, right?
Oh, and that should have been a D24. Can I re-roll that?
Yeah, go ahead.
Because I thought I'd... Oh, better. 16. So that would be...
So that would be...
1d3 plus caster level of hit dice.
Okay.
So,
2.
what do you need
So-
for the next level up?
I need a... I can't seem to...
Tom, you're cutting in and out for me.
Oh, yeah. I think if I get 2 more, I think I go up to D6 of hit dice.
Yeah, I'll burn a luck to give him 2.
Alright, so that is total of 3. So, yeah. So turn 3 of them.
All right. So you see 3 of the creatures begin to turn and fly off in a different direction. The injured one and one other still moving towards you, or still on top of you, trying to claw at you. The other 3 see the glowing light of the shield, and you see they react in some kind of fear. Their eyes get loud. They screech out in these different kind of animal sounds and begin flapping their wings and flying away.
It's my turn.
All right. Abstract, you're up. The 3 creatures that are flying away were in melee and are fleeing, so you guys can get an opportunity attack against them too if you want.
Yeah, I'd like to take an opportunity attack.
For sure.
Yeah, I'll let you guys all go through one here before the turns resume. So everybody can make an opportunity attack against them as they attempt to flee away, and then we'll be back to abstract. So we'll just start at the top here, or we'll go from here. So
Oh, sorry.
that's fine, just fine. We'll go with yours first, and then we'll go back to the top. So with that, an 11, you strike at the one that comes off of you and begins to flee away. You swing your sword up at it, but from the prone position, you just missed as it's able to get itself out of distance. All right, Leo, you can make an opportunity attack.
Yeah, how does that work with dual wielding? Okay, let me put it this way. When last we left Leo, or Archibald, he had his sling in his hand, so he would need to put his sling away, redraw his short swords. Or
I
do
would
I just
say
wanna keep
just
with my...
do one attack. You basically, as it tackles you, you kind of like drop your sling. As it flies away, you can reach down and grab one weapon, and basically as you pull it out, you swing at it to kind of like in one motion.
Very cool.
There you go. Yes, and you find
19.
purchase and hit one of these creatures that is trying to fly away. Quickly pulling out your short sword and catching it in the wing as it tries to escape. All right, Rick. From the shadows.
Is the one that got a good hit, is he one of the ones that's still here, or was that one of the ones that...
Yeah, this one here is the one that's injured.
I meant the one that hit somebody for 4.
Oh yeah, that's it's still attempting to fly away.
Okay. And none of them are still currently tackling, like on top of somebody?
These 2 are currently still on top of somebody. But yeah, this is the opportunity attack round, so you can only attack the three that are attempting to flee.
Am I? I don't think I was close enough, right?
You weren't, but I'm going to give it to you anyways. As you see the blinding light go off, I'm going to let everybody attack.
Okay, gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I guess I'll try to hit the wounded one, I suppose.
All right.
Dang it, sorry.
All right. From
I rolled to save my life.
from behind the bit of plant life here that you find yourself hiding in, you release or you try to reach out and swipe someone with your dagger, but it seems just out of reach. You're not able to find a purchase and hit it. Dwayne, you're up as one of the creatures leaps off of you.
Okay, so I'll try. So I had my short bow readied. Is there any issue to switching over to my shield or my spear?
You can try to take out your spear. It being a longer weapon and not something that's easily just pulled out of a scabbard or something like that, will give you...
Otherwise, I also have a hand axe. I can just try that.
Okay, yeah.
If that's...
Hand axe. If you use the hand axe, we'll do that as a normal attack. Oof. Your incompetent blow makes you a laughing stock of the party, otherwise cause no damage. So you go to strike at it, but you fumble and almost drop the axe like on your own head as you try to pull it out and attack quickly. And you fail to be able to hit this creature as it tries to flee. All right, Tom.
I will try not. Let's see. I will just hit.
All right.
Yes.
As the creatures flee, you give out a mighty strike, and the one that was already injured isn't able to get away, and you find the opportunity to strike at him for another 6 points of damage, and it is looking quite injured. All right, Zavin, your opportunity attack. And you too finish off this one as it tries to flee away. It falls dead to the ground, its strange and grotesque body falling limp beside you guys. All right, the other two continue to fly away, trying to gain some distance. All right, with that, we are on to Abstract, your regular turn. We are back to the turn order.
Okay. I'm going to try and leap towards this thing and with my mighty deed and strike it down from the air as it's flying away.
Okay. I would say actually these ones that are fleeing away have flown far enough away that you can't attack them. So you have the two here that are remaining. Okay. They've gotten off of you guys because of the light of the shield. They all of them leapt off of you guys, and these three fled away. They're very, very fast, so they are able to get away, except for the one that you guys killed. So it's these two that are remaining.
Okay. Then attack one of those.
Okay. All right. So with the deed going off, you leap and do a strike from above, dragging it down to the ground. So it lands on the ground from this mighty strike. And it, again, looks quite injured. All right, Zavin, you are up. So the one in the front is injured, and it is now on the ground trying to get itself back up. The other one is flying in the air.
I'm going to try Flaming Hands, I think.
Okay.
Nope. That's a spell fail.
All right. Again, you feel it. You start to get your magic going. You feel like it's about to go off, and then the chaotic energy in this area seems to just dissipate your spell, and it dissipates and disappears, unable to cast. All right. With that, all of the land masses shift again, continuing to move. The one in the left, east, stays in place. Sorry, west stays in place. The top landform moves straight down. almost coming into contact with the green landform there. Green landform moves up to the east just a little bit. The lava-looking one with the crystals is going to move straight down quite a ways. And we are on to your landform. As you guys are in combat, it decides to move its own direction. It moves straight down as well. Unless on this next round, one of you wants to bypass attacking and try to control the landform.
Threat first.
Okay. I mean, it didn't move very far, so it only moved down one, so you guys didn't really lose anything. All right. So with that, Leo, you are up. You've got the 2 creatures remaining.
And one of them is in like melee range, right? One of them's trying to fly off, and the other one's still down on the ground.
Yep. Yeah, this one here is in melee range on the ground. The other one is still in melee range, but it's just like in the air.
Okay. And neither one of those are injured.
This one in the front here is injured.
Okay, I'll go for him. 2 short sword attacks.
All right. The first one, unable to find purchase. Your first strike, he dodges out of the way, but again opens himself up to the second attack, and you're able to cut him right across his wing. All right, Rick.
Right.
All right, I guess I'll leap from cover onto the unwounded one in hopes of backstabbing him. Hopefully.
All right. That is a 13. That is a success. You leap out from your what you feel is your cover as the creature hears something. It turns, and you're able to leap onto it and strike it with your dagger into its back, taking 4 points of damage. All right, Dwayne, you're up.
Okay, I guess we're trying to target these guys as they're flying away, or is there still one within melee range?
Both of these are still within melee range. Yeah, just the ones on the ground and the ones in the air. The other 3 are the ones that fled. These ones are staying in combat.
Okay. I'll try one of the biggest threats, which would be the ones near the ground. Now, as part of a move, I can equip my other weapon, my spear.
Yep, no problem.
I'd like to do that, and then attack.
All right, a mighty strike. You stab your spear almost straight through this creature. It's basically on the ground, flailing around, just clinging to life. All right, they are up. The ones that were turned continue to fly off in a distance. They go flying back into the clouds of that other landmass and disappear from view as these 2 again begin to strike. So Dwayne, being the last one to strike the one on the ground, it flails around in pain and then tries to leap at you and bite at you. That is going to be a 16. I think that hits, right? For 2 points of damage.
Right. I can hack that.
All right. And then the second one is going to, since Rick stabbed it in the back, it's going to turn and attempt to bite at Rick. That is going to be a 21 for 8 points of damage as it turns around and its large wolf-like maw bites into your shoulder and neck, just tearing at your flesh.
I'm at -4.
All right, so Rick, you see, cry out in pain, and then suddenly his cry stops as he falls to the ground, bleeding, as the creature seems to try to start gnawing on him and looks like he's trying to tear him apart. Tom, you're up.
Okay, what's Rick's alignment?
Neutral.
Neutral. All right, not a problem. I shall try to lay on hand. And I shall add. Hopefully this will work. I'm trying to add a +2 to it. That's an 11. Any chance of some luck being thrown our way?
I think what you really only need like a 1, right?
Oh no! Wait a minute. It didn't add the +2, so that should be a 13. So that's fine.
Okay, yep, 13. So go ahead and adjust your disapproval range to get rid of that. And Rick,
Yep.
you can heal for 1 hit die.
And am I starting at -4 or 0?
No, 0. Yeah, I don't take the negatives. You're just at 0. Well, at least you find yourself come back into consciousness, and so you basically you feel the creature bite down on your shoulder and neck, and you feel yourself just immediately in a ton of pain, and then the pain dissipates as everything fades to black, and suddenly you immediately catch your breath and wake back up. Still, the creature gnawing on your shoulder, you feel this immense pain in your shoulder as you wake back up, but you are conscious.
Does he lose a point of stamina permanently though, for bleeding out, or not really because it was immediately afterwards?
I think since it was immediately afterwards, you're able to catch it fast enough that we're not going to do the negative penalty there. Since it was literally the next thing to happen. Tom reacted fast. All right. So then with that, Abstract, you're up.
Okay, going all in on an attack.
Okay. I assume you're going to attack the one that's currently on top of Rick, trying to tear him apart.
Mm-hmm.
You go to swing, and as you're in your panic, though, as you see Rick being torn apart, you charge forward and swing with your mighty sword, but blinded by your fear, strike and swing wide over the creature, unable to hit.
So I'm curious about the way that this it calculates the damage, because if I'm reading the rules correctly, you should also add the Mighty Deed to the damage roll. And
That's
this only
correct.
says 7, and I rolled a 6 plus 1. So
Okay.
it's 1d10.
Yeah,
plus 1.
that's correct.
So there must be something in there. So we'll know going forward. I'll make sure to add your deed. So just remind me if I don't remind myself, and then I'll look at it after we're done to see what I need to do to recalculate that. So it takes that into
Because that's
account.
even true even if the deed doesn't go off. So
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's your modifier basically is what it is. Okay.
Right.
So we'll make sure to fix that on the next one. All right. So yeah, you go swinging wildly over the creature, unable to land an attack. Zavin, you're up. Rick being torn apart on the ground.
I'm gonna use my longsword and try to attack the one that's almost dead, but trying to kill her friend there.
Okay. A 9, unable to land. Again, in your panic, you act too quickly, unable to land a true strike. All right, with that, the land masses move again. Top left stays still. Top middle moves up and away. Not very far. Green landmass is going to move down to the right. Not very far. The smoky crystal landmass stays still. And your landmass moves down to the right. So you guys are a little bit closer to that other landmass now. All right, with that, Leo, you are up.
Yep.
The
There's
wounded
still
one in
one
the
on.
front is the one that is currently in combat with Dwayne. The one in the back is the one that's currently on top of Rick.
Okay. Yeah, let me go to the one on Dwayne, I think, and double short sword attack.
Okay. Again, you use your first attack as kind of a distraction to open up his defenses, and your second attack lands true, stabbing this thing directly in the throat. It then collapses to the ground. It is dead.
Yay!
All right. Rick, you are attempting to fight off this creature. Let's see, I wanted to stay in combat here. All right, you're attempting to fight off this creature. You're pushing it back. Its jaws letting loose of your shoulder and trying to gnash back at you some more. You're trying to fight it off as it's on top of you.
All right. Stabby stab, I guess. I don't think I have too many options in this situation.
All right, a 15. You're able to stab it in its lower gut as it lets out a howl and begins trying to gnaw at you some more. It does look injured. All right, Dwayne, the one you were engaged in is dead, but you again look over and see this creature on top of Rick just gnawing rapidly, trying to bite at him again as Rick lays underneath, frantically trying to block those attacks.
Okay, I will try to stab it with my spear. And that's a 1 in it. Yep.
You go to try to stab it with the spear, but again, in your haste and panic, your spear somehow gets caught up in your armor. All right. The creature again will make a bite attack against Rick on the ground there, trying to finish his meal. As an 18 for 4 points of damage. So I think that puts Rick back down.
Yep.
As this time, again, it finds purchase on your other shoulder and throat, biting at you. You feel the blood letting out, and you feel your eyes getting heavy as everything fades to black. Tom, you're up. You see Rick go limp.
All right, I will lay on hands again. That is a 10. So
Burn. What do we need? 2 points to get.
2 points. 2 points to get up.
Yeah, I'll burn 1 to give you 2.
You are my tiny little acolyte.
All right, Rick, roll a hit die. Ooh,
Hey.
much better. All right, back up to 6. All right. So with that, Tom, you go rushing over to him and you heal him. The creature's still trying to gnaw at him, and you're trying to knock him away as he's biting. You're able to heal Rick for some. You see some of the wounds on him healing up, his throat closing, the blood stopping flowing. Abstract, you're up. You see Rick's dire situation, Tom attempting to heal and keep him alive.
Okay, I rush in and try and attack. Is the one that was directly threatening him dead, or?
No. So this is the one that was dead that was with Dwayne. So that one's dead and gone. This one here is the one that's still on top of Rick.
Okay, yeah, definitely going after that guy. Second.
Ooh, 20 for, that would be 9 points of damage. So this time you run up, it's gnawing, it pulls its head back to try to get one last, just bite down into him. And as it lifts its head, you come swinging across with your two-handed sword, cleaving its head clean off.
Nice.
And then I need a will save from Abstract.
Oh no. Not this moment again.
12. Nope. Go ahead and make a attack against a random ally. We'll go ahead and roll a d6 to see who that is.
I'm gonna burn 3
What
luck.
does he need for that will save?
Yeah, 3 luck. I can
If you'll burn 1, I'll give you 1 for 2.
Yeah. Let's do that.
Okay.
Okay, so with that, you feel the blade commanding you as you strike through and cleave this creature. You feel the blade almost laughing, bloodlust coming over it, and you immediately look for another thing to swing at. The first creature you see, one of your allies, You go to swing at him, but you're able to fight off the effects of the sword and keep it from striking at your ally.
This thing is dangerous.
It can do a lot of damage, but yeah, once you kill something, you better hope there's something else for you to strike at. All right, with that, you have killed off these creatures. So with that, Zavin, you're up. You can attempt to control where this landmass goes.
Okay.
Speed.
Well, that island's kind of blocking us there, so maybe north.
Okay. And that succeeds. It heads directly north and for the max distance. So I'll say, as it heads up, you can see that the island next to you guys comes really close. They almost kind of just rub against each other ever so slightly as the landmass moves upwards. Right there. Okay. All right. With that, we are up to the top of the round. Leo, you are up.
Yeah. Do we have any neutral party members?
I am.
Oh, you know what? Before you do that, I forgot to move the land masses since we're at the top of the round. So the first one moves. It doesn't move. Second one moves straight down. All right. Third one moves down to the right. Just a little bit. There we go. The smoky one is going to move away. And we'll determine your landmass when we get there. Okay. You're good, Leo.
Rick, would you be interested in my Idgril acorn? I'm really starting to lean towards Justicia.
You know, I was having the same thought, but I'll still take it. I'm kind of up for any god that'll help me. Justicia just seems to be the most active.
Right. So this gives you a +1 to patron bond checked with Idgril if you go out and bury it somewhere.
Oh, okay. Is that what all of them did?
Yeah, you guys, Ray, you already have a acorn, but you can have two of them.
Okay.
Maybe if you bury 2, you might get a +2. Who knows?
Right? So I'll go in there and I'll just put in parentheses 2. You have 2 of them. All right. All right. With that, Rick, you are up.
I guess I'll be aiding Tom and being like, so what's this Justicia thing all about? Like, I don't know. Maybe there's something to this. Because
All right.
after being just brought back twice in a row, I always saw Ray as because he was a mendicant too or whatever, and I just thought of him as kind of like I think it was the Mummy where the guy has like every holy symbol around his neck and just like prays to all of them in panic, But yeah, anyway.
All right. Dwayne, you're up.
All right. Does anybody need a heal? That's my question.
Archibald does.
Okay. I will attempt to lay on hands on Archibald.
Yeah, Ray somehow came out of that fight healthier than he went into it, even though he.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, there's a heal for you.
All right.
All right.
1 hit die.
Because of my fumble last round, I was supposed to spend this round untangling my spear and my armor.
Yeah, since you're out of combat, I'll say that the rounds are kind of a little bit longer, so you're able to untangle and then do that. Not a problem.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to roll my d6.
Okay.
4. That works.
Nice. 4 healing. Very good.
And now you're supposed to be able to add your stamina bonus to that, or yes or no?
No, because it's just the hit die, I think, is what you get from the healing, right?
Yeah, that brings me up to maximum anyway. So.
Okay. Tom, you are up.
Thank you.
You'll have a total of +5 as Rick begins communing with you about Justicia. Whatever spell check you want to make is a total of +5.
I will try and move the so that kind of landmass to the southeast. Is that where we're trying to move to?
I think you guys wanted to move away from that one as it's really smoky. These creatures came out of that one. You saw a couple of them
Alright,
fly back into it.
I will try and move us towards the landmass to the northeast.
Okay.
That is a crit fail.
That is.
I was gonna ask, is it possible, at least when we're like real close to another landmass, to affect the other landmass, or is it only the one we're standing on?
You can always try. I would say it'll be slightly more difficult to control the one that's you're not standing on.
Yeah.
All right. So I guess something happens because of the crit fail to move the island.
So that would be a critical fail. So you'll do your what was that? The disapproval table. Let me see where I've got.
Was
that.
this is he invoking my god?
No, I would
it-
say just it's a crit fail, so you'll lose any fleeting luck that you had. So that's fine. We'll just leave it as that.
Okay.
All right.
All right. I'll lose the fleeting luck.
Got it. Which I don't think. Yeah, nobody has any right now, anyways. All right. Abstract, you are up.
Who is actively helping or actively working on moving the?
Zavin will be next if he wants to continue trying to
Zavin will
move
be
it.
doing that again. Okay, then I'll help out Zavin.
Okay. All right, Zavin, you're up.
So that's a +5, is it?
Yes.
Okay.
For 17, you're able to will it to start moving in the direction you would like. I'm assuming to the northeast.
Yep.
All right, you feel it shifting in that direction. Not too far this time, but it does move in the direction you would like. All right, back to the top of the round. All the land masses move. A 1 for this top left landmass, and it moves a total of 4, so that is straight up. All right, upper right moves. Does not move, it stays place. All right, the right landmass moves up to the left. Just a bit. Kind of opens up a pathway for you guys. The bottom right will move up to the right for 2, so it moves about there. All right, Leo, you're up.
Okay. Yeah, I just want to talk to Needs about Justicia, I guess.
Yeah, I think I fell into a coughing fit. Maybe some smoke got in my lungs. So when I was trying to answer you, that was the crit fail. So I'm doubled over, like going, choking.
I'll pat him on the back.
All right. Rick, you are up.
Same, I guess. Continue to help with Tom, right?
All right. Trying to aid Tom, get him out of his coughing fit. Dwayne, you are up.
All right. Does everybody appear to be hale and healthy, or do we need some more lay on hands?
I think we're good.
Everybody's good. Okay. Then I will attempt to accelerate our land mass here.
All right. Uh, 10 is just under where it needs to be.
Um,
No, I think.
What-
I will.
Oh, wait,
I rolled
yeah, never mind. It was a, there it goes.
And now, does this count against my disapproval range? Or-
I would say no, so go ahead and reduce your disapproval range back down, because, yeah, you're not really using your god or casting a spell like that. You're trying to just magically will this to go a certain direction.
okay.
and can I partner luck to get him there? What's he need?
No, that was a what was that a 4? He would need a lot more than that. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So a 7.
Never mind.
Yeah, he's still a ways off.
Yeah, nope.
All right. Tom, you feel the cough go away. You feel yourself. You got full breath again.
Let's see, and I got aided, so it's total +5.
Yep.
Nice.
All right. You definitely feel a connection to the landmass. Are you doing speed or direction?
Direction going to the north.
Straight to the north? Okay. All right. Abstract. You going to continue aiding Zavin?
Yes.
All right. Zavin, you're up.
All right. Do we want to keep going northeast?
Tom was
Yeah,
making it go north.
just to confirm, we are trying to get over to that like brown area to the northeast, correct?
Yeah, this direction here.
Yeah, so let's keep going northeast. Looks like botched the roll. Same
17.
result.
All right. I'll say with the two of you working together, you're able to make it shift, and it kind of collides with that other landmass a bit. You feel the entire like landmass that you're on shake as it collides with that other one. You hear a mighty crash and a scrape as these two landmasses rub against each other and shift in this empty, vast void that you are in. All right, top of the round, everything continues moving. Top left. That one is going to move down to the west. A little bit. All right, the top middle landmass will move down to the right. I think we're going to have 3 of them collide here. As this landmass collides with that green, you have 3 landmasses now, all have collided with each other. So I don't think this green one in the middle is going to be able to move as it's being rubbed from both sides. It wants to move.
It's in a.
Oh, nope.
It's in a geotechnical sandwich, huh?
Yep. So it stays still. The one to the bottom. That one is going to move away from you guys. It moves down to the west just a little bit. All right. And then back to your guys' turns. Leo.
Yeah, is there anything I can do to... I'm not a spellcaster, so I can't help them with these checks to control the landmass or anything, right? That was because everyone's a
You can
spellcaster?
basically aid one of the spellcasters. So there's 3 spellcasters, 3 non-spellcasters. So you could basically, I think, go up and help Dwayne and just basically aid him, talk to him about his god or whatever, to just basically help invigorate his connection.
Yeah, I'll try to do that.
Okay. All right. So Dwayne, you'll have a total of +5 on your next check. Rick.
Just for fun, and to maybe bring some balance to this realm, I'm gonna bury an acorn on this island.
All right.
All right.
It is a, it looks like, natural green, but then the plant life that's growing around looks like a weird discolored plant life. But other than that, it does seem to be like dirt and earth. All right, so with the acorn, let's see, it immediately sprouts into a full-sized oak tree. So as you do that, you plant it, and then you feel the ground underneath you begin to rumble. Different this time than the land masses that are as they collided. It rumbles a bit differently. It seems more centralized on right where you are, and suddenly you see plant life start to grow and twist out of the earth as it's pushing away the land it's growing out of. This massive tree grows straight up. Suddenly branches start bursting out the sides of the trunk in all directions, splitting off like strange web-like fingers everywhere above you. And suddenly all of the branches begin to sprout to life with green leaves as this massive oak tree grows right there in front of you guys.
Sweet. I didn't realize that was going to be like an instant thing.
Yeah, it is instant. it immediately sprouts into a full-sized oak tree. So you can basically perform a patron bond with Idriel, the world root, if you would like.
What would that even do for a thief?
For you, basically, it would give you, let's see, Idriel. I don't remember which Idriel is. I think she's lawful. Or it might be neutral, because she's...
Neutral.
Neutral, yeah, neutral. So it'd basically give you a patron bond with a neutral god. We can figure out the details of that a little bit later on.
All right. So do I need to roll? I don't have to say.
Not right now. We'll wrap all that stuff up, I think, when we do the level up.
All right.
You basically feel that connection, and you do the actions right now, but we'll deal with the results of that later on. All right. With that, Dwayne, you're up. You see this large oak tree suddenly sprout out of the landmass that you're on.
Wow, it's impressive. Yeah, are we close enough that do we? I don't feel like we really need to speed up our landmass anymore, do I?
You could probably tell within 1 or 2 turns if you're able to direct it that it'll land on that main landmass.
Okay. I guess I'll attempt to direct it then, and I'm getting help from someone, right?
Yes, you're getting help from Leo, I believe.
Okay, so here's my spell check to try to bring us to the closest landmass. There's 24.
Yes.
Nice.
Definitely feel that connection, and again, you feel it lurch and move towards the landmass in the direction that you would like, still scraping against the other landmass that it is connected to. All right, and with that, I need... Suddenly, from the landmass that you're currently rubbing against, you see this landmass that you're currently against is... there seems to be a layer of fine blue powder covering the surface of that landform. Sends up plumes of dust as the 2 landmasses rub against each other, which hangs in the air before settling back down. You also see from behind a couple large boulders on that landmass, a couple arrows come flying over towards you guys. So with that, I'm going to roll a d6. So the first one is against Rick, and the second one is against Dwayne. So Rick, that is a 11.
That's a miss.
That's a miss. The first arrow comes flying over and misses. Versus Dwayne, a 6 definitely misses. These 2 arrows come flying over, and you see that there seems to be a couple thralls over on that landmass that are now moving towards you guys. Looks like they're a fair distance away, so most likely as the landmass moves, they're not going to have time to jump onto yours. All right. Tom, you are up.
So, are this mass of thralls, are they in range of us to do anything?
Within range of, like, a longbow or short bow. That's about how far away they are. So they're like that medium to far range. But they're attempting to move towards you.
Alright, I will whack a sling at them. A sling's range is 160, so
Okay.
is that enough?
Yeah.
I think I go down a dice, though.
Yes.
Okay, I'll try and go down a die. Oh, well, that misses.
That's
so
all good. Yeah. So
roll
you
the d20.
get your sling and release it, but as the land masses are shifting and rubbing, the rumble of these 2 land masses, the quakes that is being given off, kind of throws you off, and your stone goes off in a random direction.
Can I see anything interesting in the other 2 land masses or not?
So this one, as I said, you see like a fine blue powder covering almost the entire surface. And every time somebody steps, as you watch the thralls start moving towards you, which each step, plume of blue dust kind of goes up into the air and then settles back down. And then the far landmass to the top there seems to be a gray landscape, pockmarked with numerous craters. And it seems like the gravity there is not the same as you're used to. So as they shift and hit, you'll see kind of a stone kind of pop up in the air and kind of float a little bit as if it's on like the moon.
Yeah, I think we're good where we are. So, passing my turn.
All right. Then with that, Abstract, you are up.
Everything's ranged from us, right?
Yes. You saw
I guess we'll
Dwayne.
just
You could tell that Dwayne felt the connection as the large landmass began to move towards this other landmass. So you can help Zavin, and he can try to speed it up to make sure that you guys hit on this go around.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. I think that makes a lot of sense.
Okay. All right, Zavin, you are up, trying to control the speed of the landmass so that you guys can get to your destination.
And I have hope again.
Yep. So +5 total. A 12 is just enough. That's exactly what you needed. All right. So with a 12, you've struggled to feel the connection this time, but just as you're about to give up, you feel the landmass begin to move in the direction, and you feel it speed up as you will it forward, and it comes into contact with a massive shake, a collision with the landmass to the far side. As it hits, you see the thralls that are throwing things into the large chaotic orb. In fact, here, let me do this. We'll say that this creature is here, and the large orb of chaotic energy is basically that right there. As these thralls are throwing things into the large chaotic orb, suddenly they feel the collision and look over, as does the large demonic winged creature, and you see her point the scepter towards you and yell out something in some kind of chaotic language, and all of the thralls begin to pick up weapons and move towards you. All right, with that, I've got to add... Actually, all the thralls will go on the same turn, so we'll just leave it as is. All right. We'll go ahead and re-roll initiative as we enter this new combat. So I'm going to end the current combat.
Could we take a bio break then?
Absolutely. Go ahead and take your bio break. When we get back, we will roll initiative for the next combat.
And just before everybody leaves, I think what we should do is try to run off this damn thing and get over on the solid land. But yeah, bio break.
All right. So we'll be back in 5 minutes. right, I'm back.
Back.
As I think most of us are back. So the combat tracker has been renewed, so you can go up to the little crossed swords in the upper right and roll for your initiative. Hey, yay, my big bad's not going last. Alright, so I think Leo is our last one to roll initiative. Let's see, is Leo back? Not yet, that's okay. Alright, while we wait for Leo, I think that was fairly fun and interesting with all the land masses moving. That was a pretty cool little mechanic.
Yeah, for sure. Just took a little longer than I was expecting.
Right? I know. Imagine having no spellcasters and no way of actually controlling it. Like that would have been.
Yeah.
It's completely up to luck.
Yeah. Would have just been. All right, we're just gonna stand here while you roll a bunch of dice.
Right. Right. Yeah, I think at that point I would have been like, okay, a few of you roll to see who has the best connection, and you're the ones that get to try to control it.
Yeah, something like that would be. Yeah. Because otherwise, yeah, it really would be kind of like twiddle your thumbs while you wait for it to hopefully eventually drift over.
Where's my initiative?
Oof, rough.
Good.
That's all right. All right, so with that, the thralls will all go on the same turn, and then you have the Regent of Talit that is going to go on her own turn. All right, so as you guys collide with the landmass, as I said, all the thralls seem to turn your direction. The large regent seems to turn and point a large staff towards you guys and command these thralls to come attack you. So Talis Regent is a large bat-winged creature with long tusks that curl from its jaw to 6-inch horns, and wearing an elaborate armored vestment decorated in alien stones. Standing 7 feet tall, she towers a full head above the enslaved thrall, feeding the nearby spark of chaos. As a symbol of its office, she carries a metal antenna-like rod of unearthly craftsmanship, designed to control thoughts, it seems. The rod appears as a heavy, unornamented cylinder, a little less than an inch thick and 3 feet long, made of a very hard, bluish substance. From where you are, you can see that there seems to be tiny knobs that run along one side. As she is reaching the rod towards you and commanding things, you can see her pushing different buttons on the side of the rod. All right, so with that, we'll begin combat. And Dwayne, you are at the top of the round.
Okay. I'm going to try to... well, does anybody need a heal before we get going here? Anybody at all? Doesn't.
I'm good.
I'm good.
I'm here to know. Okay. Then let me throw a blessing on... is it Parrish? I think. Abstract's character.
Yeah.
I'm going to try to do Blessing Ally.
Okay.
And now my spell check is back down to normal. Is that correct?
Yeah, I'll say you're fine for now. Yep. As the tree grew, both everybody on here seems to have their spell checks kind of adjust and fix. That kind of just basically reinvigorated everybody from planting that acorn.
Oh, nice. It did something useful.
All right, a +1 bonus to attack rolls for 1 turn. So on your next turn,
let me see if I want to
okay,
add a luck to that. What does 18 do? It's just 1 luck. Might be worth it. Attack rolls, damage rolls, saving throws, and skill checks and spell check. Yeah, I'm gonna spend a luck to crank that up to 18.
okay.
What if we went one step above that? What's the next step?
Then it's +2 to all those things.
Yeah, let's do that. I'll burn a luck.
Okay.
I'll get it back tomorrow.
All right. So abstract, on your next turn, you will have a +2 to all attack rolls, damage rolls, saving throws, skill checks, and spell checks.
And that's for a turn, which is 10 minutes, right?
Yeah.
So he's good for one. All right. And with that, I will just kind of. I don't really want to engage these guys in melee combat, but I do want to get in front of some of the squishier people because I have pretty good hit points. So maybe, what the heck? I'll just move up and kind of get right there.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say I can position you guys in kind of the round you will be just for my reference, so I know who's in the front to be attacked at. So we'll probably say Dwayne will be towards the front. Abstract, I assume you're going to be towards the front.
Yep.
We'll have at least Rick. You're probably going to be doing your ranged attacks from the back.
Yeah.
Zavin somewhere in the middle, and Tom, you want to be in the back, middle? Where are you going to be at?
I'll be in the front. My AC is pretty high, so.
Okay, and Leo?
Yeah, Leo wants to be in, I guess, the back.
In the back? Okay, so kind of where you guys are is your order there. Okay. All right, so with that, Tom, you are up.
Let's see. How many would be in a range of a word of command?
Word of command, I would say at least the 2 thralls here in front.
Okay, I'll try a word of command. And we're off of the island that gave us the buff, right?
Yeah,
So.
yeah. You guys wanted to charge off of that just in case it moved away.
All right, I will speak. If I could target the vampire thing, I would. Is it within 60 feet?
I would say it is probably just out of the range.
All right, so I'll just point at one of the thralls and command them to flee.
Okay. With that.
Yeah, they're fleeing for 20 minutes.
Okay. You beat its charm. So it is going to, one of them is actually going to flee. You see its blank face almost come back to where you seem like they've regained their consciousness, but not quite, and it begins to flee away. We'll say the one in the back here.
Actually, if I incremented that, no, that's fine. Because 23 doesn't make any difference. So, all right, cool.
Okay. All right. The thralls are up. The ones in the back will release arrows at. We'll go with that's going to be Dwayne Abstract. So these first arrows come in. Dwayne. That's definitely going to be a miss. And then Abstract. That is going to be a miss as well as these arrows come flying over. You're from a large enough distance that you guys are able to dodge or knock them out of the way. So no taking any damage from those. Then the other thrall is going to move forward and attempt to attack. So it's going to move towards, we'll say, Tom, as it saw Tom try to tell it to leave. And it's going to use its hand axe against you. That is going to be a 19 for 4 points of damage.
That actually hits.
All right.
Ouch.
Charges forward at the caster who made his ally flee. He comes burrowing in with a huge axe attack who strikes straight across your chest. You try to block it with your shield, but he's too quick as he suddenly comes over and strikes against you. All right, with that, Zavin, you're up.
Question: how long would it take for me to throw my armor
I would say you'll lose putting armor on probably 2 turns or 2 rounds, basically.
on? Okay. Nope. I can't afford that time. I will try to stay in the back then. So I'm gonna. Would the archers in the back be in range of my short bow?
Yeah, you're basically the same distance away, so it'd be a long range, but so it'd be down on the dice chain.
Okay, and how far up would I have to move to get it in medium? Do you think?
I'd probably say if you move to kind of like the front flanks here with everybody else, I could say that you're within the medium.
Okay, I'll move up beside needs cash then. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so then that's not down the dice chain in medium, or is it still?
You guys remember which is medium on ranged attacks? Let me see if I can pull up the table here. I haven't dealt with the one too much. Where are my attack rolls? I'm looking forward to the day that I have all this stuff as memorized as I did all the D&D stuff. All right, combat. Attack rolls. Medium range is a -2.
-2. Okay.
Yep.
I'll have to add this or subtract it after.
Yeah, it's fine.
Anyway, it doesn't hit.
Nope. All right. So that first arrow goes flying over. It almost seems like it gets sucked into the chaos orb. As you try to launch that arrow over, it disappears into that orb of chaos. All right, Rick, you are up.
So we've got just one melee guy is closed with us at this point?
Yep.
All right. I'll try to pop a shot at the one who is not closed in yet. Nope.
That'll miss. Again, your shot seems to go flying towards it, and then almost as gravity pulls it into this orb of chaos. All right, with that, this is going to go against, I think it's going to go against Tom from the, Abstract. It's going to go against Abstract. Oops, let's see, I need to refix that. She doesn't lose her spells because she's using the rod. That is only a 5, so does not succeed. As you see the large demonic little creature point its rod at Abstract, push a couple of buttons, and say something in a chaotic dialect, but it does not seem to take any effect on you, and she is going to move back behind her other thralls. All right, Abstract, you are up.
Is she in melee range? Like, can I reach her?
No, she's way off now. She's way back in the long range.
Okay, then I'll attack whoever's close by.
Okay, so that'd just be the one thrall here that had attempted to attack Tom and struck Tom.
Yeah.
Oh, that's definitely going to hit for 6 points of damage against him. So you see it distracted as it hits Tom. You're able to take advantage of that and strike him across the arm. You see a large gash open up on his shoulder.
Nice.
All right, Leo, you are up.
If I charge, can I get to the one that's attacking needs?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm gonna do a charge for the +2, -2 on the next AC on the next round.
Okay.
And Archibald's gonna go, and he's going to charge and double short sword attack.
Okay.
So I'm gonna do this over here so that I can add the +2.
That's fine.
I think that thrall should have taken 2 more damage from that bless spell too.
That's correct. That's
Oh,
correct. They
yep.
should have taken 2 more.
There we go. So yeah, it is looking quite injured.
It's not letting me add a +2. Oh, it's okay. Never mind. I was trying to do a d20 anyway, so hang on. Nope, I don't want 2 of those. I want. How do I go backwards?
If you like already select on the dice, or you can right click it to get rid of it, or you can use the minus sign if you're doing like the plus minus.
Yeah, I'm actually up to 8d16. I
Yeah,
only
just,
need
just
one.
right
I want to
click
try
on
to
him.
add two.
Right click on him and it'll reduce. Or you can just roll it to reset it.
Okay, so then I want to try to do that, and I want to add a +2, but it's not giving me a plus.
So the 0 down at the bottom underneath the dice chain, there's a minus and a plus next to it. You should be able to hit the plus, and it'll add to whatever.
Yeah,
dice you
that's what I'm doing, and it's not
It's not?
it's not
Okay.
adding anything.
Just roll your dice, and we'll add the 2.
Okay.
We'll add 2 too.
So there's one.
So 14.
So that's a 14, and there's the other one, and that's a 10.
All right. So you kind of like Spartan style charge forward, leaping over your armored allies and bringing your swords down on top of this thrall. Go ahead and roll damage for 1. And that's enough. Yeah, you come leaping over your allies, bringing both of your swords down. One bounces off of his shoulder paladin, but the other one goes straight into like his collarbone area, and he collapses to the ground. You on top of him, his axe falling out of his hand as this one collapses dead to the ground.
Nice.
That'll put you in the front currently. All right. With that, we're up to the top of the round, so the land masses move. That is going to be down to the right, so that one just moves back a little bit. All right. The next one, that's going to move up to the right. Actually, sorry, no, that's down. So that one stays put. It rubs against the bluish landform. The bluish landform will move, colliding with the landform that you got off of, allowing these other thralls to begin moving your direction. Your landmass unable to move as it's now pinned. The bottom landmass will stay put. All right, Dwayne, you are up. So yeah, that first one is already dead, so all that's left is going to be the one up next to the sphere, the 2 archers up above, and the demonic creature. And then I would say at this point you're probably not aware of the thralls coming from this other landmass. Alright, so Dwayne moves forward. Attempting to strike at the one that was fleeing, unable to land his attack. As he comes near this chaotic orb, he almost feels a weight in his weapon as he goes to attack, the metal in his weapon being pulled towards the orb, and he's unable to land his strike. All right, Tom, you're up.
Let's see, moving up.
Tom moves up near the orb as well.
Right, I'm within range of a word of command on the creepy thing.
Yep, you can attempt that.
I will command it to grovel.
All right.
Oh yeah.
Dang, is there any save on that? I don't think so, right?
There is. It'll be DC 23.
23. Will
Plus
save.
All right. Yeah.
I think it's 24.
Well, it rolled a 6 for a total of 10. So it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I'm just saying because it doubles your level.
Yeah, and then I can target up to 6 creatures in range, within 60 feet. So I'll also command the 2 archer thralls to grovel as well.
Okay, so you see all three of them begin to be affected by this spell. Um, you can even to your surprise, see that this large creature, you weren't 100% sure it would work, but you feel such a connection to your god and the lawfulness of Justicia versus this chaos. You feel just empowered by her, and you see this regent begin to grovel, almost cower in fear into the fetal position, as do the archers in front of her.
All right, I will turn to my chaotic priest friend and kind of smile as smugly and as patronizingly as is possible. That's my turn.
All right. This thrall that was attempting to flee after being striked will turn and strike back at Dwayne. That is going
Isn't it still under the command though?
How long does that last, and does it continue if they are hit?
20 minutes.
20 minutes?
And I don't think there's anything to say that
Okay.
it
I'll say as he gets hit, he basically is in his attempt to flee is still going to swing. He swings wildly with a 9 and misses, and then begins to continue fleeing away. All right. Then with that, these ones are going to continue moving on to your landmass, and there will be 2 arrows that are launched. The 2 arrows that are launched will be towards the ones that are out in the front, so Dwayne and Tom. So first against Dwayne, that is a 19 for 4 points of damage. And versus Tom, that is a 17 for 1 point of damage.
just barely hits, but yeah.
All right. So 2 arrows come flying off of the landmass that you guys were standing on, finding their purchase. These 2, as you guys are distracted by the things in front of you, they're able to take advantage of that and hit you with their arrows. All right. Zavin, you are up. As the other thralls are unable to do anything.
All right. I will take a shot at one of the archers they came over off of the island onto.
They're currently on the island that you guys rode across.
Okay. We'll fire at one of those.
All right. All right. That is definitely going to hit. So you hit the first archer. You almost can't. You kind of launch it over the little hills, and you hear a cry out in pain where you thought that came from. Pretty sure that you struck one of them. All right. Rick, you're up.
Let's see. Move forward a bit, and I guess try to plug an arrow into one of the archers in front of the demon lady.
Okay. A 12 is just enough, and with 6 points of damage, that one strikes true straight through his heart, and you see him, already cowering in fear, drop to the ground after a cry, and that one is dead. That was a good strike.
Yeah. Finally, dice are turning around a little for me.
All right, the Regent will again attempt to shake off the effects of that command. A 20. Almost, but you can feel, like, you can see that her fear is kind of waiting, but she's still when she looks at Tom, unable to get out of this groveling state. She's fighting it off, and you can see she may be close to fighting it off, but not quite. All right, Abstract.
All right. Parrish would like to. Let's see. There's one of these guys right in front of me.
The only thing in front of you is going to be like the orb is the closest thing. You got Leo standing in front of you, but then you got the orb, and then off to your left on the island you guys came off of, there are several thralls coming. Looks like they're going to try to get onto the landmass that you're on. And then on the opposite side of the orb are 3 thralls and the demon lady.
Okay. And I guess I'll try to engage one of these 3 thralls up here.
I would say from the range you are, you can get up to about where Dwayne is, so you'll still be out of range of melee.
Sorry.
You're good.
Cool.
Yeah, but you're at least able to close the distance a bit. You know, on your next turn, you'll be able to get to them.
Should we try to use somebody's a spellcaster try to push the platform away so they can't actually get on the?
I like that idea.
All right, so you call that out to one of your spellcasters. Try to move the landmass.
I mean, and if I can do that as my action to help them out,
yeah,
then, I would do that.
That's absolutely fine. So you run forward and attempt to. I would probably say Zavin is the one that you had been aiding. But anybody you try to call out and try to move them. So whoever it is, you give them the good idea. They feel emboldened by that, and they'll have an additional. For this one, it'll give them back their +2, since they're not on the landmass. Okay.
All right.
All right, Leo, you are up.
Yeah. How far am I away from anybody that I could attack? I'm way down here.
I would say medium range to this one. Everybody else above him is long.
Yeah, okay. I'll just do a sling attack to the medium range.
Okay, so that's a -2.
-2. So it's a 14.
14 is just enough to hit, so go ahead and roll. Or you got your damage there for 2 points of damage. As he takes that strike to the back of the head and stumbles forward as he's trying to flee.
And can I go ahead and start moving up as well?
Absolutely.
So 20 feet if I just go.
I'd say you can get probably with a little bit softer. You'd be behind Dwayne. Can't quite get up to exactly with him.
Cool.
Okay. All right. Top of the round. All of the land masses begin shifting again. So the first one, that is a 2, moves up to the east. All right, the next landmass is going to be a 2. It moves up to the east as well. The bluish landmass moves, pinning the green landmass in place. A 4. A 4, I believe, is straight down. Yep. So the landmass that you were on is able to move as it begins shifting down. Not very far, so it's still touching, but it does start to move down. And then the last landmass is going to move up to the right. 1, so not too far. Okay. So with that, Dwayne, you are up.
I am going to attempt to lay hands on myself.
Okay.
Never mind.
The chaos orb here, again, you feeling yourself connected with chaos, believing that you should have ease in this realm, but it seems whatever chaos lord oversees this area is pushing out any other chaos lord's assistance.
The nature of chaos.
Do you want to stay put, or did you want to move?
I will just stay put.
Okay. All right, Tom, you are up.
I can't seem to move my character.
You should be able to now.
I am walking up to the vampire lady.
Okay.
And I'm going to try and take that rod away from her. Channeling Justicia, am I better just snatching it out of her? Or should I command her to drop the rod?
Up to you guys. She's quite large. You know, again, she stands about a head above you. She's only about 7 feet tall, a little over 7 feet tall. And seems like she has a pretty good grip on it, but she is still cowering a bit as you approach. So you can make the decision on that.
Let's see. I'll try another word of command.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Drop. Drop it. And I hold my hand out.
All right, she needs like a nat 20. Nope, not gonna be enough. Okay, so she tries, and you can see her fighting back against releasing the rod. You see the orb of chaos here, almost pulsing with energy as you command her, and you can see her fighting to not drop the rod. The orb pulsating and pulsating. But her fingers begin to loosen, and she doesn't necessarily drop it. It almost just slips out of her hand as she's fighting against releasing it, and it drops to the ground with a thud. All right. With that, the rod now on the ground, you see the thralls begin to kind of shake their heads, uncertain of kind of what's going on right now. Almost as if they're getting back to their consciousness. But the orb pulsates again. And with that, the thralls will attack. The ones that can, anyways. These two up here are still groveling. The two archers here are groveling. Well, one's dead. We'll get rid of him. He's dead. This thrall, again, since Tom, you were the one that told him to flee, he sees you go ahead of him, and he turns and starts fleeing the other direction. All right. The archers will attempt to attack, this time attacking at Dwayne and Abstract. So first one against Dwayne. That is a natural 1, so it fails. And then it's going to do a reflex save. That is going to be a fail. So as the lands shift, he goes to release his arrow, loses his balance, and falls down. The second one versus Abstract, that is a 12, which I believe is a miss. And they, again, move closer and closer to the edge. It seems like on the next turn, they'll most likely be able to jump onto the landform that you're on. And I think that is it. The other two are melee, so they can't do much of anything right now. So, Zavin, you're up.
Alright, I'm going to try to push the island away before they get off.
Okay, so you move a bit towards it and attempt to push it. This will raise the DC a little bit since you're not standing on it, but you can attempt your spell check. And I believe that was with a +2 as Abstract kind of boosted you guys. And you needed a 14. A 16 works. So you attempt to move it away.
Yeah, if it's bound up on that blue one, I guess I'll go southwest with it.
Yeah, so it pushes just enough. It scrapes against that one as it pushes away. So you can see now that as it shifts, the ones they get to the edge right before they're able to get across, it moves away too far for them to jump. So they are now at the edge of that. So the archers will still be able to attack, but the melee will be stuck. All right, with that, Rick, you're up.
Great. I'm not quite sure how far I can move, but try to get. I also don't know how close I can get to this blue circle without like getting sucked in.
All right, so you can basically move up next if you wanted to, like kind of in the same range there, next to Abstract or anywhere basically with a connecting to Abstract or Dwayne, any of those.
All right. Yeah, I just want to get as close in range as I can. Maybe. Or wait, that's in range of that guy. I want to try to plug a shot at the demon lady.
Okay, I'll say that puts you into medium, so that'd be a -2. A 9. You release your arrow, and again, sucked into this orb of chaos somehow. All right. The Regent up again. This time, the orb pulsates with energy again, and she attempts to fight off the effects. This time, a 14. Unable to push off the effects still. You can tell her struggling against it as the orb of chaos pulsates and pulsates. She tries to reach down towards the orb that she had dropped. And I'm going to do one more this time, actually, because you commanded her to drop it, so she dropped it. That command is over, so she can pick it back up.
Well, no. Well, it lasts for like the turn. She's dropping for like several turns.
Okay, okay, I get you. So yeah, we'll say that the drop and basically drop and leave it for several turns, unless you can fight off the effects. Okay, that works. All right, so with that, she attempts to fight it off, the orb pulsating, seeming to empower her, but it's not enough for her to be able to fight it off. All right. She doesn't want to flee because she wants to pick it back up, so she will stay there. All right, Abstract, you are up.
Looks like we managed. How close can I get to her now?
I'd say you could basically move up to her.
Okay. I'm gonna rush in. I want to charge. Maybe I want. I also already have +2, so I guess I don't need to charge. Gonna start swinging at her. Just rushing in, pulling the sword out, sort of trying to do kind of like an anime style epic moment.
Okay.
Swinging the sword down on her.
Yeah, she has wings, so she's kind of like floating a few, like maybe like a foot or so off the ground. So you try to bring in, like leap into the air with a large overhead swing to drive her down to the ground.
Yeah.
Okay. A 15 with a deed of 2. So with that, you leap up into the air and you strike at her. She's able to slightly dodge out of the way, but not fully, and takes a hit across one of her wings. But she is able to stay airborne as she takes 6 points of damage. Or that's going to be 8 points of damage.
8.
8 points of damage. Very good. All right. With that, Leo, you're up.
Archibald's going to see that she has dropped the rod, and he is going to double move to get as close to her as possible.
Okay. So yeah, with that, you're able to get up to her.
If I can get all the way up there, I would like to dive on top of the rod.
Okay, so go ahead and you can get all the way up there, and then go ahead and make me a agility check. A 9. So you run up there and try to jump onto it, and kind of like it was a football fumble. You leap onto it, and as you go to grab it, your hand almost gets it, but it kind of knocks it away. So it's just out of reach.
Okay.
All right. With that, the land masses all do their shifting. That is a 30, so that is not very far. Right there. Okay, the next landmass. That is a 1 straight north. A ways. The bluish one moves straight north. Your landmass that you came across on is going to move away. That's good. Or it attempts to, but it pushes against the other one that's down here. The next landmass moves straight south. So I'll say with that, these two almost move in conjunction with each other. They both move down. All right.
Fabulous.
So these guys are further away. Putting the archers into that kind of medium-long range there. All right, Dwayne, you're up.
Okay.
You see this thrall basically charging at you.
Okay. I will attack him back. I'll set my spear. Could that be a thing? Could I set my spear to try to use his charge against him?
Impale him? Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So I'll give
Okay,
you. I'll give that basically like he's charging you, so that's a +2 for your attack.
Oh, okay, cool. All right, so I'll just click the button and then add 2 after the fact.
That's just fine. Oh yeah, he's charging. You can see his what little bit of fear you can see through his plastered over eyes. as he's charging towards you, trying to flee from Tom. Isn't paying much attention. You're able to get the spear in front of him, and he impales himself on it in his lower abdomen, and he lets out a bit of a cry from that, but he is still alive and standing as he comes to a stop with a spear in his gut. All right, Tom, you see the rod on the ground. You see that was Leo that ran up and tried to jump on it, right?
Yeah.
So Leo
I
is
will.
next to you. As he jumped and tried to jump on it, he knocked it away a little bit, but it is still within a close range for you to move and pick up if you wanted to.
I will pick it up and smile at that. Does that take my action to pick it up?
I'd say yes, just because you have to move
right.
to it, pick it up.
All right, I'm going to pick it up and going to smile at it, and then I'm going to like wave it around at the thralls and say, be freed from the spell.
All right. So you wave it around, say, be freed, but the thralls seem unaffected by you just waving it around and saying things. It doesn't seem to break the connection that the demon creature had.
All right.
All right.
That'll be my turn.
So the thrall here that just struck in the gut is going to continue to try to flee past Dwayne. He'll make one strike to try to get him out of the way. As he goes fleeing by, that is only going to be a 10. So he takes that stab to the gut, swings at you to try to knock you away. Unsuccessfully, he tries to move around you and continue fleeing. I'll give you an opportunity attack as he flees past you, since you are in melee with him.
All right. That's me?
Yep.
Sorry.
Yep, Dwayne.
Okay. All right. Is the spear still stuck in him? Otherwise, I can use my hand axe instead.
I would say that he's pushed the spear out of him, so you have the spear in your hand still.
All right, here we go.
For 5, unable to land this strike again as he gets impaled by the spear. He swings at you, and as you swing it, he swings at you. You dodge out of the way, pulling the spear out of his stomach, and he continues fleeing past you. And you try to spin around and hit him as he runs past, but you miss. All right. The other thralls have to go. Okay, so the 2 thralls with the arrows, as they have moved down, are going to take... they're both going to attack at Zavin, because they're the closest ones there. So this will be at a -2. So that is going to be a 8. So the first one will miss. And then the second one, a 9. So they both miss as they fire arrows at Zavin. These arrows... coming up short, fading down into the abyss below.
That second one should hit. I don't have my armor, so it's technically 9 AC right now.
Okay, so the second one, you take the hit for 2 points of damage as the second arrow just about hits you in the foot. Almost coming up short. All right, the other thrall archer still can't act, and this thrall spent his turn fleeing. So it's going to flee a little bit further, and Zavin, you're up.
I'm going to move up towards Dwayne Sergey there.
Okay.
And say, ow, please help. And let's see. Would I still be able to affect the island that those guys are on to try to push them away again?
From this range, you can't feel really any connection to the landform.
Okay. I'm going to just hide behind Dwayne then.
All right. With that, we are up to Rick.
All right. I'm going to try to get a little closer again. So is that reasonable?
Yep.
Okay. And I guess I'll take a shot at Demon Lady again. Am I within range to not be at a minus?
Yeah. I'll say this. You're within that close, so normal range.
Okay, and then -1 though for her being in melee, right?
No, just if you miss, you'll re-roll for see if you hit your allies.
I think there is a -1 though.
Is there for if somebody else is in melee with them?
Okay. But taking a shot. That. Oh, whoops! Hold on one second. All right.
A 7, that will miss. So go ahead and re-roll.
Now I'm gonna roll good. Yeah.
A natural 20. All right, so we got all 3 of them are in combat. So we're going to go clockwise. Leo, Tom,
Can I
and
use the
Abstract.
Is it possible to use a luck to reduce a hit?
From a natural 20.
Yeah, I don't know.
This would be against Tom, who I think has the higher AC, right?
I do. That's a 19. That I have 17. It's gonna. I'm already wounded. This might hurt.
All right, so you can burn 3 luck to try to reduce that.
All right.
I can give you 2. That's gonna put me down to a 3.
You're all right. I've got a good amount still. I was gonna ask, do I need a 3 total? Because I get D3 luck. So if I burn 2 and roll a 3, is that good enough, or do you want me to burn?
Yeah, you need to burn a total of 3 luck. So if you get a D3 on your, you spend 1 luck, you get a D3, right? Is that how it works?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can burn 1 really quick and see what you get.
All right, so I'll burn 1 more.
You need to burn 1 more. Yep. All right. So your arrow goes soaring in. It looks like it's going to hit Tom, but somehow bounces off his armor. You hit him at just the right angle that it deflects off his armor. Tom, you feel this arrow bounce off of you, and you look back and see Rick with I believe, a probably apologetic look on his face.
A little bit.
Yeah. I'll like turn around and like I'll look at the rod and like go, this must be evil magic or strong magic.
In my mind, man. I'm sorry.
Like look at him like go, are you charmed by this thing as well?
A little, but I think I'm good now.
All right. With that, the orb of chaos pulsates again. You feel like just a wave of energy come off of it. And the Regent will attempt to fight off the effects of these controls again. 23?
That'll save,
That'll save. So it fights off the effects, and you now see it reinvigorated, just anger on its face as it looks down towards you. It is going to attempt to steal that rod back from you as she reaches for it.
Would it have taken its turn to do that, though?
On this case, it's gonna the pulsating is basically what's gonna fight it off. The pulse of the orb fights it off, so it starts its turn with the effects being gone.
All right. Okay. I am still up, but barely.
Oh, this isn't an attack. This is just for it to try to grab it. So ignore the damage. It's doing a 17 to try to grab the rod from you. So you're basically going to do kind of like a contested one. So you can either do just do a reflex save versus a 17 to see if you're able to dodge out of the way and keep the rod from her.
Oh, nice.
Ooh, nice.
Oh, yeah.
So she reaches for the rod, but you're able to dodge out of the way, so she's unable to grab it as she flaps her wings and yells at you in some kind of chaotic language. All right. With that, then, we are on to Abstract.
So she's still up, right?
She's still up, yep.
Okay. See if I can splash towards her midsection. Again, doing some leaping, and see what we can do.
All right. With an 11, you attempt to strike. Actually, that's going to be a 13, right? 13 would still miss as you leap.
That'll be a 15, right?
No, it does actually add in it adds the
Yeah, it adds the deed. So he rolled a 9, so it gave 11 plus the 2 for the blessing would put you at 13. Yeah, the to hit takes into account the deed die, but the damage does not.
Yeah, it's weird. But...
All right, so you go to swing, and now with her having full control of her faculties again, is able to dodge out of the way of your attack as you swing wildly at her. All right, Leo.
Yeah, I'm gonna dual short sword at her calves and ankles, I guess, because she's really tall and flying a little bit.
All right.
Oh, hang on. Wait, why is it? It's rolling d20s. It shouldn't be doing that. Let me just re-roll those on the dice tray thing. Sorry about that.
You're fine.
Wait, where is that? There we go. Okay. D16. And a crit.
A crit! Yay!
All right, crit on that second one. So go ahead and roll your damage, and then you can roll on the crit table as well. Let's see. Do I have the crit table for the halfling? Which one's the halfling roll on?
It is 1d8 on crit table 3.
Crit table 3. Okay.
Yeah. And let me first do my damage. Regular damage. 2.
2. All right. Let me go ahead and pop this out and see if I can throw that crit table into my rollable tables here. So crit table 3. Here we go. There we go. All right. So crit table 3. Give you guys full ownership of that. Everybody can observe that. Okay.
So just do a d8.
2 points of damage. And yeah, just go ahead and roll a d8.
3.
3. All right. A 3 on that table is... Attack sweeps the foe off his feet. The next round, the enemy is prone. So perfect. So you knock it down to the ground with that strike. It collapses to the ground, and she is prone.
Very cool. I would like to remind everybody that the prone condition is going to give everybody a bonus. What is it? +2 to hit melee, -2 to hit missile fire, though.
All right. With that, we're back up to the top of the round. The land masses shift. It's a 6, so it heads off in that direction. I'm just going to go random with the distance here just to move it along. That one stays still. The bluish one stays still. That one moves directly south, so again pushing against the other landmass. And that one is going to move. So these guys are going to kind of move in conjunction again still. All right. With that, we are up to Dwayne.
Okay, somebody asked for a heal.
Zavin, yep.
Yeah, go here.
Still need it?
Yes, please.
Okay, here we go.
There you go. So heal for 1 hit die.
Ugh,
Oof, 1 point of healing.
I am no good at those rolls.
You know, I think technically you could spend luck to increase the healing too if you wanted to. I know you can use it on. I think you can use it on damage. So it doesn't. I don't know.
All right.
That's one step less away from death.
Right. All right. So Tom does a little bit of healing. Did you want to stay where you're at, Dwayne?
Yeah. I'm
Okay.
good.
So Tom, you are up. The creature now seeming to be back in its own faculties, reaching for the staff or the rod that you hold on to. You're able to pull out of its way as Leo jumped up and attacked it, dragging it to the ground.
I'm going to lay hands on myself first.
Okay.
All right, so that's a success. So I'm going to.
Nice.
All right, good heal. And then you attempt to move away. All right. As you move away, it will do 1 claw attack against you.
Now it is prone, so would it be?
It'd be definitely
Yep.
negative on that. As you're prone, you are...
I'm gonna miss anyway.
Yeah, it's going to miss regardless, so... Yeah, kneeling, sitting, or prone, and yeah, I'll basically say it was a -2 on that. We're good, yep, so
Yep.
definitely misses. As it
All right,
tries to
so-
strike at you.
Okay, and then I'm going to run away from it.
All right.
So it's going to have to take up attack from my friends if it once wishes to get me.
All right. And with that, we are on to the thralls. Their effect from the last pulse would have cleared them as well, so they are going to re-engage. This one's going to come up behind Zavin and attempt to attack him with a hand axe. That is going to be a miss. The one archer here, not seeming to have a melee weapon, is simply going to launch an arrow at the nearest guy he can see. Is going to be Rick. And I believe that misses as well. 7.
Yeah, I got 13.
All right. These other 2 archers on the other landform are at long range now, so they have a +1 to hit, but I'll roll down the dice chain, versus Zavin and Tom. The first one will be Zavin is a 7. That's going to be a miss. The second one versus Tom is a 7 as well. Those arrows come flying short, not even reaching the landmass that you're standing on. And I believe that is all of the thralls that can do anything. All right. Zavin, you're up.
I'm gonna try to cut this guy down that's coming after me here.
Okay. A 9. He blocks away your attack with his axe.
Well, I'm staying here. I don't want to give him an opportunity attacks.
Okay. Rick, you are up.
I'm gonna drop my bow, grab my dagger, and close at this guy because, yeah, I suck at everything. So I might as well not take the chance of shooting my allies with nat 20s. God damn it. There we go.
All right, a 14. So you go to start charging at him. You drop your bow, pull out your daggers. He releases an arrow. You parry away his dagger, and you see him in a shock. Again, his blank face, what little shock it can show, as you come up underneath his bow and stab him right in the gut for 4 points of damage. He's looking quite injured. All right, the Regent is up. In an anger, it is going to make a couple strikes. It is going to attack the squishier-looking guy, which is Leo. So 2 claw attacks against you. Oh, well, first one's a natural 1.
Yeah.
So it's going to have a -2 on this next one. I mean, its weapon can't come loose since it is its hand, but I'll give it a -2 anyways. Oof. That is still a critical hit. Yeah, regardless, that's going to hit there. Wow, fumble and then crit. So 3 points of damage against you.
Okay.
And shatters the PC's forearm. With that being a crit, even you're taking the crit on that one. I'm sorry, man. 3 additional points of damage. Your arm is quite injured. Go ahead and roll me just roll a d20. Let's see, 1 through 9 is your left hand, and 10 through 20 is your right hand. Is that right? Hold on. All right, so left hand is hurt.
Okay.
All right. So the left arm is currently useless until healed. All right. And with that, she's going to try to back off. I think she wants to get past you guys and get back to her rod, but she's going to stay where she's at for now. All right, Abstract, you're up.
Yeah, I am not liking this last move that she just made in retaliation.
A 14 is not going to
Wait.
hit. She's
Wait, how does that work? I had it. There is
Plus.
something wrong also with the AC.
Yeah, it's not.
I
It
just
doesn't
rolled a
really seem
12, and I had succeeded on
Okay.
the D die.
should be a 15, should be a 17 with the +2. So yeah, it looks like it's giving you a flat 2 to your ad. Okay, so we'll have to monitor that and just make sure I can fix it later on.
Yeah.
All right,
So that's
so
like 13 points of damage.
yep. So that is going to be 13 points of damage to her, as that does find a true strike. That looks like it does quite a bit of damage to her, and she looks quite hurt from that attack.
And your deed went off, right?
Yeah, I wasn't too specific. Just as long as it looks cool.
Basically, yeah. So you again, as it stood up and attacked, it tries to fly and get back on up in the air. So again, you bring your sword overhead to strike at her, striking across one of her wings. It looks like you've almost wounded the wing to the point where she won't be able to fly anymore. So she's now standing on the ground in pain.
Karma.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
had the 2 from the spell as well. The plus.
Yeah, we added that.
We added that.
Oh wait, yeah,
So
we added that.
15
15,
damage then?
15 points of damage.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, it is quite hurt. Leo, you are up. You see this creature that looks like it has fear in its eyes now.
Okay, I'm going to do a single short sword attack. So because I'm just using the one weapon now, I get to roll a d20, right?
Yep.
And just so 13
A
or
13.
14. I'm sorry, a 14.
Yeah, 14 will miss. As you go to strike, in her pain, she's still able to, block away with her other wing your attack.
What's her AC?
You would need at least one more.
Yeah, I'll burn a luck.
Okay, burn a luck to land the 6 points of damage, and with that, you strike up into her chest, and you hear her let out a cry, a chaotic, just massive sound that echoes through this empty abyss, as she goes stumbling backwards and falls off into the abyss.
Yay!
And she is dead. With that, you see the Chaos Orb start to pulsate rapidly. Whoop, 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 whoop. You see the other thralls here suddenly come to consciousness, and you see the realization in their face. They have no idea where they are. They look terrified. They drop their weapons, looking around at you. What's going on? And you see the fear as they're trying to come to terms with where they are and what's going on. The orb pulsating. Whoop, 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 whoop. The rod in your hand, Tom, seems a bit warm, but other than that, nothing else has changed. So at that point, you guys are out of combat. What do you want to do?
Can you describe the orb again?
So
Like,
the
I
orb
mean-
is basically this large sphere of just like chaotic energy glowing and swirling and pulsating. When you first arrived here, you saw the thralls. There's like piles of metal all around here, weapons and scrap metal and things like that. They're throwing the metal into the orb, and as they did, each time they threw metal in there, it pulsated and almost grew a little bit.
Do folks think that maybe if we touch the rod to the orb, maybe that might discharge it? I don't know.
I don't know.
I have detect magic.
Is the rod made of metal? It's made of metal, isn't it?
So it seems it appears heavy, unornamented cylinder, a little less than an inch thick and 3 feet long, made of a very hard bluish substance. There are tiny knobs set in a curved line along one side, and
Just turn
I
on
guess
the
we can try and
Push buttons on it.
Yeah, let's try and turn the knobs down, maybe.
All right, so go ahead and just roll
Um,
me an intelligence check as you start. Actually, give me a luck check because you're just trying to fiddle with it and see if you can figure out how it works.
that's a
That's a
fail,
fail.
unless yeah.
All right, so you're trying to mess with the knobs and things like that, and you're pushing the buttons and trying to figure out how it works, but unable to figure out how it works. Nothing seems to be happening.
All right.
Can I ask you hand it over? I'll give a look at it.
Sure.
I'll try to use my intelligence on it. This thing must have a function.
With an 11, again, you try looking at the knobs and you push a couple buttons. You push one of them, and all of a sudden it extends from both ends into the shape of a spear. It's about 8 feet long now. Or sorry, yeah, 8 feet long.
I will say that makes a weapon. I'll point to the button.
All right. I'll press another button. Luck check again.
Yep.
Ah, rats.
It
Nothing
shrinks
happened.
back down into the normal size as you push some other buttons. It shrinks back into the rod shape. At this point, you can tell that it will take some time to be able to figure out how this thing works.
All right, but it's not connected with the orb. Ugh. And the body of the creature is gone, right?
Yeah, it stumbled backwards off and fell off into the darkness down below.
Right. I'm wondering.
Well, we need to
And
get
is
out
it?
of here. So I'll try
Yeah,
to wind over, maybe.
yeah,
Close.
that's a good one. Yeah, the blue one. Yeah.
Or maybe it's listening to you because of the rod.
I'm just kind of rolling randomly to see where they go. So that looks like yours is coming back towards you. The blue one has come over to connect, and that one stays put.
Well, maybe if we can get
No,
onto
green one.
the green one, rather than the powdered blue one. I'm suspicious of the one with powdered meth on it.
Yeah.
Tell you what, I'll have everybody go ahead and roll me an intelligence check really quick.
I'll spend my 2 fleeting luck on that to get a 21 on the intel check.
Okay. All right. So with that, what's the last one there? So yeah. So Needs and Guer, you both get the feeling that this orb is basically being powered by the metal, trying to open up the portal that you came through large enough that the actual Chaos Lord Talit could actually come through it. That's what they were trying to do. This rod, if you were to take the rod with you, you have a feeling that this is going to stay open and that it leaves open the chance for Talit to come. If you were to possibly try to destroy the rod or do something else with it, possibly you could close the portal. But if you were to do that, you have no idea how much time you would have to get out. You know that these land masses kind of shift randomly. You don't know how long it'll take you to get back to the portal. If you were to destroy the rod and close the portal, you could possibly be locked here.
I'll look at the elf and like go, well, shall we try at least getting home and maybe if we can. So the other is the portal back to our world? Is it open?
Yeah, you can look across and still see like a large tear in the, just basically like a tear in space time. On the far side of it, you can see what looks like, where you came from.
Maybe if we take the rod back to our world, it'll close the portal.
I don't think it's going to close. I think we're going to have to close it. What if we split up? I hate to say that, but what if two of us stayed behind to try to close the portal and be magically inclined so we can control an island to get back, and everybody else, before we start to do that, everybody else gets to the other side by another island.
That sounds good. And Dwayne is a spellcaster, so they can control the island. So, yep, that's what. Yep. Even if it means us sacrificing ourselves, that's what a cleric of Justicia would do.
All right. So who is going to leave currently?
Before we do that, could I get some healing again?
Yep. You can heal after you're out of the portal.
Yeah, it seems like there were a few more, like you see a few more like random creatures that have all now like kind of dispersed and flown off in their different directions through the chaos. All of the thralls seem to have come back to consciousness and grabbed, they have their faculties back and are trying to flee as well, try to get back to the main portal and flee.
All right, well, let's try and get everybody onto the green island, and then I'll try laying on him.
Okay.
All right. Well, that was unfortunately not a fail. So, yeah.
Well,
All
thanks
right.
for trying.
Okay, so who's staying on this landmass trying to close the portal? That was Rick?
No, I'm not. What would I be able to?
Okay, sorry. I saw the flash over Rick.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm just gonna pick up my bow and go back to the Green Island.
Right?
Go lean against my tree.
Okay.
Take a nap.
So Rick will be leaving. I'll just go down the line. Abstract, what are you going to do?
I guess I'm also gonna leave.
Okay. Dwayne?
The call was for me to try to control the island, so I guess I got to be there to do that. So
Okay. Leo?
Leo suggests letting him have the rod, and he's going to jump into the orb.
All right. Then Rick.
That's just a suggestion to the others, just so you know.
Okay, got it. All right.
I think
So
it was
Leo
Leo.
suggests taking the rod. He says that he will stay behind and try to jump into the orb with it. Okay.
All right. Then Needs will like have a tear in their eye and then hand over the rod and say, "Use it well, little one."
All right. Are you going to stay with him, or are you going to head onto the island with all the others?
I don't think a cleric of Justicia is going to leave an act on their own, so I'm going to stay.
Okay. And then that leaves Zavin.
I'm just gonna say I don't think that's logical there, Archibald. If you want to just chuck it in there, that probably does the same effect. But I think giving the rod to whatever's on the other side of that portal is not a good idea.
So you're suggesting chuck it into the portal?
Well,
I mean the orb, and
I would say if we're going to destroy it, let's just destroy it with like our own physical means, or throw it into the abyss, as opposed to putting, because there's something on the other side of that portal, and I do not want the rod to be given to it.
Maybe if we
okay. Wait, so you want to chunk it out there into the abyss?
Yeah, or break it and then chuck it in the abyss.
Okay.
You could bury it under the oak tree, and then maybe the nature god will protect it.
that makes as much sense as anything.
All right. So what are we doing?
I'm open to whatever y'all want to do.
I mean, is there any combination of buttons with like the 220 intel checks that we could push on it that would close the portal?
Go ahead and roll another intelligence check. If you guys have played with it and messed with it a few times, go ahead and roll another intelligence check and add an additional We'll say +2 to your intelligence checks.
Can I support him so he gets a bigger die?
Yeah, that'll work. Give him some of your insights. So go ahead and re-roll it. +2 up the dice chain.
All right.
D30.
Ooh, good roll. Okay. So with that, you can tell that a certain combination of buttons turns it into that spear or turns it back. You can tell that when it's a spear, when you held it as a spear, it is like perfectly balanced. Even though it's like 8 feet long, like it is a long spear, it's so perfectly balanced that it doesn't seem awkward for you to fight with. You can tell that other button combinations allow you to basically cast command with it, and then other buttons increase the range of influence that the rod has.
Right, but not necessarily. So it's basically a rod of lordly might, which is awesome. So
Can I
Alright.
use like a just I don't know just to study the orb itself? Can I like I was able to affect the islands? Can I try to, Jedi mind trick, close the portal? Or
Go ahead
something?
and do an intelligence check first. So from everything you've seen and what was going on, you kind of infer that this itself maybe isn't a portal. It's basically a key to open the portal so that a god can come through. So by feeding metal into it, they were basically empowering this, which is tearing the rift open so that another god can come through, this Chaos Lord. With that, you infer that basically it's acting as a orb of annihilation. Everything that's kind of put into it is immediately destroyed, but powers it.
Okay, there's a way to shrink it.
With a 17, now you're not quite able to infer like any way of shrinking it back down.
Chuck the Shield of Justicia in there.
no.
No, the release of all that good energy, it'll fuck it up.
The rod is not made of metal, correct?
It's an alien substance. It could be a sort of metal, but you're not sure. It is a very, very hard substance that has like a blue hue to it.
It's unobtainium.
Hmm.
Can the orb be moved? Can I try to push it?
Yeah. Can we push the orb off into space? Or the void or whatever?
How do you attempt to push it?
Magic.
All right. Go ahead and somebody just make a general spell check to see if you can kind of get that effect of, controlling the surface of these large landforms.
Do you want to do it, Zavin? I have a -1 because just as she is pissed off at me.
9. The chaos energy here is just so rapid that you can't feel any connection to this orb whatsoever.
But what if we just try to like tap the orb with the rod without letting it go? Or something. I don't know. There's got to be a thing here, man.
All right, I'll try a spell check.
Okay.
Also.
Like,
Yeah,
Nope.
again, can't feel any connection to this orb.
Well, do we just leave it and get out of here? I don't like leaving it here, but I can't figure it out.
I mean, didn't he say something like if we don't close it, the guy can come through or something? Or
Is there
I don't
still a pile of weapons and metal and stuff around here?
Oh yeah, yeah. There's still like piles of metal and weapons and other scrap like pieces
I'm
laying
gonna,
around.
I'm just gonna start shoveling it off into the abyss to get it away from the portal.
Okay.
I don't want anything accidentally like bumping the stuff into the portal.
All right. Start just discarding it all, throwing it all off the edges. All right. Now, as you guys are discussing that,
Hmm.
this one moves straight down. That one moves that way. The other one moves straight down. This one moves straight down. And the last one stays put. All right. I know somebody had the idea of kind of touching the orb with the rod, burying it under a tree, throwing it into the abyss, taking it with you.
Let's maybe take it with us, and maybe when it's no longer on this plane, it will be invalidated. I mean, that's the best thing that I can come up with. All the other ways of touching it to the orb kind of seem
I have a feeling touching
more,
it to
more
the orb is
dangerous.
going to make the rod like be destroyed, but I don't know how if that would have an effect on the orb.
Yeah, we don't want to accidentally give it a boost of power, right?
Yeah, because it. I mean, that's. He said it was being fed by the metal that they put in there.
Alien rod metal is probably like nitrous oxide.
That's what I'm worried about. Yeah.
Can you command the portal to close?
You don't feel that that would work. The command would not work on the portal to open or close.
Yeah.
It's not sentient yet.
I could try casting a protection from evil on it, but that only affects self, actually.
Let me try a second sight spell. That could give
Oh,
us,
I like that. Yeah.
that might give us a clue as to how to proceed here.
Okay.
Can I aid you?
Oh,
You
Oh,
can.
wait a minute. Yeah.
Wait.
All right.
Did I burn like past 3?
Yeah, if you want to. So I
Yeah,
would say with him aiding you, that'll be +2. So whatever else you need to burn.
okay, so that would take me to 13. So that did not fail. So disapproval goes back down. Okay, so 13 +4 is on a roll. That's not really what I was going for. I was hoping for a little more insight. Yeah, for sure. I want to at least bump it up one more.
Okay, so if I burn a luck, he can get 2 points.
Okay,
Is that what we're saying?
that would take me to 14, right?
Believe so. Yep.
Okay.
I'm about to be a very unlucky guy.
Yeah, it's kind of a vague thing. It just tells me whether an action taken in the next 30 minutes is
Yeah. So basically, you can choose an action that you want to take place, and I can you'll get a hint of the possible outcomes.
I say ask what if we had throw the rod into the orb?
okay.
Because, I mean,
Okay.
this is
There's-
I'm just treating this like a puzzle. There's got to be an answer, right? I mean,
I'll try that. I'll try to determine if we throw the rod into the portal.
or into the orb.
All
Is
right.
that what?
And if I'm standing there, will it be to my benefit or harm?
All right. So you get a
75%
sense
chance.
that if you were to throw the orb, or sorry, throw the rod into the orb, that it would be destroyed, but you would be trapped here forever, as the portal would close.
I will relay that to the group.
Okay, that takes me back to my original proposition. How about I just stay behind and throw the thing in, and y'all get the hell out?
You're a good luck charm.
Yeah, but I have no more luck left, man. I'm down to
Yeah,
2.
yeah, it's going to take a month for us to level up, so you're going to get 30 days worth of luck back.
Yeah, plus with your luck, it's not even going to work.
That's a possibility.
I'm going to pray to Justicia and like wonder, you know, does is this is
Yeah, can
is
you
this an-
can you divine aid us out of here?
possibly?
Maybe if you divine aid the rod from the one end of the room to the other end of the room.
That's
Just
true.
Divine aid the rod, like holding it above the how Justicia hold it above, like suspended above the orb, and then it drops when we leave. Something
All
like
right.
that.
Well, let me see. Let me try divine aid then. Nope. Nope.
He does not like that idea. Maybe
It's
command
not
one of
like
the
that.
NPCs to throw it in there, and like when we get across and into the portal, just don't tell them what's going to happen.
I'm gonna say with that level of disapproval, for me to find something else, I will say no. This is what Justicia wants. She wants the martyrdom. We shall erect a shrine in what's your halfling's name?
Archibald.
Archibald's name. I shall do penance that way.
Maybe we can add him to the pantheon.
All right, let's head off.
Now I'm staying behind and throwing it into the thing. Is that what we're agreeing on?
That's what we're agreeing.
Okay.
All right. So with that, you guys come up with this plan. You all pile on to the green landform. I'm gonna go ahead and roll. I'll have each of the casters roll their spell check really quick. You guys are able to get across. This is just kind of an idea of how long it takes you. All right, so we got. Oh man, it adds so much stuff here. Okay, so we got a 12, a 22, and an 8. So yeah, the landform begins moving across, slow at first, then it speeds up, and then it slows down again. It does take a good probably hour for you guys to will the landmass in the direction you want it to go.
Jeez.
In that hour, Leo, how are you feeling as the landmass and all of your compatriots begin getting further and further away, and you feel the moment getting closer and closer that you will be locked here forever?
Yeah, I'm feeling very doubtful, kind of scared. Are there any landmasses up against the landmass that I am still on?
That's what I was rolling. So this one does stay in place.
Okay, so I'm formulating a plan that maybe I will throw it in and try to jump on this landmass, and maybe it doesn't close the portal back to our world right away, and maybe I can somehow drift across. I'm not a spellcaster. I don't know how that's going to work.
All right. So you got coming up with a plan to try to make your own way across. All right. The crash as the landmass hits against the far side. Everybody piling off onto the landmass on the other side. You guys look back and you can see just barely off in the distance the glowing orb and a small halfling standing in front of it. Are you looking at the party or are you looking at the orb?
No, I'm looking at them trying to see if I can tell that they've gone through the portal back to our world.
All right, so you see the halfling looking at you in anticipation as you look back and see him standing there by himself across this abyss. Do you guys pile out into the mortal world.
It is what Justicia wants.
What if
What is
What about Molotech? What does Molotech want?
Molotech wants the return of all dead things to their constituent parts.
No, I was just wondering if we could use try divine intervention from a different god.
I could try it. Would I gain a bonus to the roll from the island?
I would say if you're still standing on the island, you can get your +2.
Okay, let me try divine aid. I think this is.
Specifically, what are you divinating
Yep.
to try to do?
I'm sure. I'm not sure actually what was being asked there.
No, I mean I was suggesting maybe like something to bring the halfling over, something to like, you know.
But I'm wanting y'all to get through in case the portal back to our world ends as soon as I throw it in. Y'all kind of need to be. I mean, if it's divine aid though, y'all could probably divine aid me from the other side. I mean.
Yeah, maybe we could try and coordinate it with you or something like that, and divine aid you over.
Like,
we could try this. The chance of this working, I just got to tell you, seems pretty remote. If you look
yeah.
You know,
Yeah, it's a
divine
large
aid
distance. So
is
remember, yeah, these are all like mile-long hexes.
Oh right.
Yeah, but we're talking about God here. I mean, a God.
I will remind you that his god did not seem to help him too much in this area, as he is a chaos god or a chaos lord. The chaos lord here is obviously a different chaos lord and was basically blocking a lot of what he was trying to do.
Yeah, which has got to piss his chaos god off, right? I mean, they're like rivals.
I'm not sure that's how that works, but what are the consequences if I try this and fail?
your disapproval goes up by 10.
Disapproval,
That's
yeah.
10? Okay.
But your disapproval goes up by 10 either way, doesn't it?
Yeah, it happens either way. Yeah.
Either way, and it's just a chance to try to do it. I will try one final time. My beseeching Molotov will be that if this, it's the halfling, right?
Yep.
If the halfling dies on this plane, then his rotting body won't return to the place that he's actually from. So it's an affront to Molotov for him to remain here. So.
Okay, so basically, if he were to die, his body would be brought back to the mortal plane?
Yeah. Yes. With us. Where we are.
Okay.
But it might not yet be his time to die. So anyway, go ahead.
So y'all going to do this after you go through the portal and go back to our world?
I'm envisioning it sort of as I'm going through the portal.
Okay.
Beseech and see what happens.
So I get it as, yeah, as you're going through the portal, you're praying to God, like, do not let his body remain here in this place. Let him return home, kind of thing.
Right.
All right.
After all that, be prepared to be disappointed as I roll a 2.
Lucky number 7.
I rolled a 7.
All right. So that is not enough. So yeah, you're going to. You don't really know this for instance though. So as you go through it, you're doing this this basically prayer to your God as you go through, not wanting your ally to be left here. Especially if he were to die and have his body given over to the Chaos Lords, you want him returned to his own place of land of existence. So you guys all step through the portal. Leo, looking back at the portal, you see the last members kind of fade off into distance. You see, straining your eyes through the portal, many faces looking back through the portal in your direction. You turn to face the large orb of chaos. It's pulsating woof, 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 as you turn and face it with the rod.
All right. I'm gonna hold the rod aloft and just say, "Well, here goes nothing," and I'm gonna toss it in.
All right. You toss the orb in. You see it almost like the sound of acid as it sinks into the orb. You see the orb again begin pulsing, whoa, 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 bigger and louder. It's growing towards you as with every single pulse. You start stepping backwards. You step backwards. You step backwards. Suddenly, you find yourself on the blue platform behind you as the orb goes whoa, 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 and explodes with energy. You are knocked onto your back as the platform that you're standing on shifts and moves some, but not much. As the orb explodes and the energy dissipates like a wave radiating through this entire area, you see all of the landforms shift and move as the energy radiates off, pushing it in different directions. I will say you have to beat a, let's see, spell check basically, but since you have no spell check like modifiers and your intelligence modifier is 0, you'll basically roll d20s. You need to beat a 16 3 times before you fail 3 times in order to try to get this platform across.
Okay.
So first one is a
There's a fail.
fail. Yep.
Oh wait, hang on. Wait, somehow I have a plus 17 going on over here. What's going on?
Should be able to just hit the d20 dice and roll it. Seven. The second one, fail. As you're trying to will, you watched all of your comrades will these landforms to move. You put your hand down on the landform. As you do that, a cloud of the blue dust from this landform kind of flecks up. Let me remember what these do. So a layer of fine blue powder covers the surface of this landform, sending up plumes of dust with each step taken by creatures moving on its surface, which hangs in the air before slowly settling back down. Creatures breathing in the alien dust must make a fort save or lose sense of time in the vastness of the void, taking no action. You're fine. So last one, or well, hopefully not the last one, right?
Right. Oh, hang on. I forgot to click the die. All right.
And a 13. Your sense of time begins to fade from you as you breathe in this blue substance as the landform randomly starts moving in different directions, unable to reach. You look across and see the portal begin to shift smaller and smaller, fading to just a sliver. You see the distraught faces of several people on the other side as it gets smaller and smaller. It closes to just a sliver, maybe long enough or wide enough for one person to fit through. Does anybody try to step back through before the portal closes?
What can we? Well, let's see. Both me and the follower of Molotok are in the ship with our friend, but can we try a spell check to keep the portal open?
Okay, it'll be a pretty high spell check to keep the portal open. So I'm saying like an 18 will give him another roll.
Can I aid, or can we work together?
Not on this one. This is going to be a last-ditch attempt to try to get this to work.
Yeah, we're opposed deities too, so that's probably tough.
Well, it's not a. Is it a spell check?
Yeah, just do a general spell check as you again try to will this thing to stay open. Ooh,
Yeah.
you hit it. All right, Leo, go ahead and roll another d20.
Oh my gosh. Crit.
And the landmass again shifts in a random direction. All right, with that, the portal closes. You see the tear in space disappear and seal. All of those standing outside the portal back in the mortal realm see it as a beam of light basically shoots up in the air and then fades, and this rip in space is gone. You have all now gotten back into the land of the living. You can no longer see into the void as Leo floats around in endless space on a landform that seems to, with each step, just lose his sense of time. And with that,
That's
we
interesting.
are out of the realm of the Dweller Between Worlds. I'm going to go ahead and bring us just back
So-
to the main landing page here.
Assuming at some point that my character dies floating around without any sense of time or space, Magician is waiting for me after I die.
All right. So
Whatever that
several
god
options.
was from the first.
Yeah. You got several options. So you are in the void. You are alive. You can attempt to find a way to come out. I mean, there are different ways to like plane shift and things like that. So beyond these land masses that you have been on, you can see way off into the distance. You know, maybe some other land masses and things like that. Way off, straining your eyes in the distance. Maybe see some kind of life forms and things like that. So you are living here. You are able to continue trying to find your way around and maybe find another way out. Your compatriots are possibly able to find a way to bring you back in some way. So there are options for you other than just dying.
Okay.
All right. With that too, as you guys step back out, you feel all of those who are lawful or neutral, feel energy radiate through you, and then for Dwayne, your Chaos Lord, you feel that you have done him a great honor by defeating this other Chaos Lord and keeping him trapped in his own plane. So everybody can go ahead and roll me a... we'll say everybody can pick one stat and add +1 to that stat.
Fabulous.
All right.
This will be a permanent addition to one stat.
I'm gonna go agility. Sorry.
Yeah, you don't need to necessarily tell me. You can just add it yourselves, but you guys can choose what it is you want to do.
Hey, does my left arm heal?
It'll take some time for that to heal.
Yeah, okay.
All right. So as you come back out too, you see all of the Thanes with their armies and such, tending to the wounded, to the healed. You look around and you see several of these large worm-like creatures dead in the battlefield. You see several, probably a couple dozen of those bat-like random weird chaotic creatures dead, sprawled out throughout the battlefield. You see a lot of dead soldiers and things like that, and you see many people going around trying to care to the wounded, and you see your Thane come up and greet you guys, and basically like just awarding you guys for everything that you have just done. Over the next couple weeks, it probably takes pretty close to a month for everybody to be able to the point where the armies can head back to their respective cities. So in healing and getting everything prepared, and then the travel back to their cities takes about a month.
All right. Needs has to do penance, which involves fasting for a week and then repeatedly having to run a gauntlet of his companions beating him with swords, with the flat of their swords. So, penance for his sins against Justicia.
All right. So you guys, depending on how hard you want to strike him, takes place during this time. You've suffered through your penance there to regain the favor as all that goes down, and then you guys spend the time traveling back to your respective cities. As you get back to your cities, you guys are all awarded with a little bit of treasure and land and things like that, because this was a great deed you have done for the entire realm. So you were each given basically a house back in your main city. where you live, and you are each given another, I would say, gold in this one doesn't go crazy as high as D&D. So I would say you guys each get at least another, I'll say 150 gold for this one. So you guys can all add that to your inventory.
I will buy an extremely tacky statue of a halfling and put it in front of my house as like a memorial to.
I'm your garden gnome, garden halfling. Be like, wow.
All right. All right. Well, at this time, we are done with the Dweller Between Worlds. We lost one of our compatriots along the way. We had close to another one dying for sure. So that was a pretty good battle. So at this time, I'll go ahead and end the recording.